Their exact duties are being finalised as they'll be leading the Australian team on boats along the River Seine. Australian Olympic Committee President Ian Chesterman has paid tribute to Ockenden for his longevity ahead of his 5th Games.
Eddie Ockenden's a legend of his sport. He's a great team sport person, a remarkable record internationally, and I just think he's such a really good bloke and a great leader.
The boom times continue for Adelaide's property market. Mel Asher says Domain's latest quarterly report has both house and unit prices on major upward swings.
Adelaide house prices have grown for the 6th consecutive quarter. The median jumped another $24,000 or 2.6% to hit a record high of just under $930,000 for the June quarter, the returns surpassing all other capital cities except Brisbane and Perth. Unit prices have also skyrocketed according to Domain. The median has passed $500,000 for the first time, the price growing by $182 per day over the past year.
Australians are growing increasingly concerned about the potential conflict with China, twice as concerned than they were a decade ago. Gabriel Hodson has more.
Polling in the Needs of the Nation survey has found China has overtaken Indonesia as Australia's greatest threat, and 59% of Aussies believe military conflict with the Middle Kingdom is likely in the next 20 years. That figure was 30% in the same News Corp survey in 2014. Confidence that the US would come to our rescue has dropped. Overall, 84% believed America would send help if Australia was attacked, down from 90% a decade ago. Experts at ANU say Indonesia hasn't posed a threat for decades, but China has modernised its army in the last decade and is using force to openly bully its nearest neighbours.
The Premier is officially back in the office today. Peter Malinauskas returns after several weeks' leave. Issues in the headlines during his absence included tackling knife crime, the CFMEU and child protection. Sand replenishment at West Beach recommences from Monday. The beach will be rejuvenated with 200,000 cubic metres of quarry sand over the next 12 months. Environment and Water Coast Manager David Osborne says trucks will enter the beach via the Adelaide Sailing Club.
People will still be able to access the beach, but we do ask them to exercise precautions, be careful, noting that there will be heavy machinery on the beach.
Travellers planning on heading to Bali will be paying less. Data shows airfares to the Indonesian holiday destination have fallen by more than 70% in the first half of 2024, sliding from $1,030 to just $848. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And Tom Wren, a Bali holiday sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good, doesn't it? Particularly at this time of year, Graham. I wouldn't mind being there right now, nice and warm. Well, an Australian swim coach will likely be issued a please explain after he openly cheered on a South Korean swimmer over their Australian opponents. Shane McGuinness is in Paris.
An Australian swim coach has been mentoring a South Korean swimmer. That's not all that surprising, given international swimmers come and train in Australia. But the coach has actually said to South Korean media today that he hopes the Korean swimmer, Kim Woo-min, actually wins the 400 freestyle against Australian Sam Short and Elijah Winnington. The coach is a member of the Australian swim team here in Paris. He finished his press conference by saying, "Go Korea."
Well, there's been early drama at the Paris Olympics. On the first day of action, Argentina scored an equaliser deep in stoppage time against Morocco, whose fans were raging for about 15 minutes of added time. Supporters stormed the pitch and threw items at Argentinian players, forcing the game to be stopped. The goal was eventually chalked off by VAR, giving Morocco a 2-1 victory. The Aussie men's rugby side has won their first pool match against Samoa 21-14 before easily accounting for Kenya a few hours later. They won that match 21-7. New Zealand has just beaten South Africa 17-5. And it's selection night for both the Crows and Port Adelaide ahead of their round 20 matches this weekend. Port is unlikely to pick Todd Marshall, who missed last week with a hip injury, while the Crows will name only a squad, with their match not being played until Sunday against Hawthorn. And that's the FIVEAA Sport.
And now the FIVEAA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automasters technician.
A shower or two easing today, 16 degrees. Tomorrow, showers developing, 17. Saturday, a shower or two, 13. And Sunday, partly cloudy, 14. Currently, it's 9. More news as it happens on FIVEAA.
At Movability Australia, we have your lifestyle and mobility needs covered. From Australian-made and imported adjustable beds, lift and recline chairs, mobility scooters, walkers and wheelchairs, plus a full range of mobility aids. Movability Australia have a range of quality products and will help you find the right lifestyle and mobility solution to help increase your quality of life. And we offer free delivery anywhere in South Australia. With over 13 years experience, come and see the friendly staff at Movability Australia, Crittenden Road, Findon.
The critical part of any healthcare is the care. It's about being by your side when you and your loved ones need us most. Through late night fevers, through the rough and tumble of weekend sports, through weird rashes, mystery aches and knowing in your heart that something's not quite right. From surgery to rehabilitation. Through emergencies, mental illness, chronic diseases and for better health. Your doctor cares. Let's take care of them too. Authorised by Dr. David Pope, FIVEAA, Adelaide.
Now, are you feeling inspired by our athletes in Paris? I know I am. We'll bring that energy into Westfield Marion, your local games village, to watch and cheer them on.
As a proud official partner of the Australian Olympic team, they have member giveaways and sweet treats, free Olympic-themed face painting and a colouring in zone. Plus, the games will be streaming in-centre during opening hours.
So bring the fam and get behind the spirit of the games at Westfield Marion. For a full list of events, see Westfield's website or check out their socials.
Meet for a cup or a coffeelosophy. Move your body at Hatha Yoga. Invest your wellness at Devar House. Repair your leathers at Ideal Shoe Repairs. Print your family photos at Hutt Street Photos. Stop for an aperitif at Bar Torino. Order lunch at Chianti. Spice up your senses at Ragi's. Grab a classic pub meal at Arab Steed Hotel. Sip your favourite at Hutt Street Cellars. Whatever your reason, Hutt Street is worth the visit. After all, it's your corner of the city. The best corner of the city.
At CMAX Clinical Research, we're on a mission to revolutionise healthcare. By participating in a clinical trial, you can help pave the way for a potential treatment for primary biliary cholangitis. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you could be eligible for this CMAX study. Upon your successful participation, you'll be paid for your time and commitment to help advance medical research. See if you're eligible today. Log on to cmax.com.au and look for the PBC study to find out more.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, FIVEAA Breakfast.
9 minutes after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Thursday, the 25th of July on FIVEAA Breakfast. We're broadcasting to you this morning from in between an ancient plough and some scented candles at the Vidus Garden Center in Gawler, which is closing in 4 days' time. The subject of a breaking at 8 over a period of weeks that detailed the battles that the iconic businesses had with local government and residents and so forth. We'll talk more about that over the course of the day, but a big morning ahead. We're off to the US before 7 o'clock. The movie wheel will be spun at 6:30 today. We'll find out what Lucy's watching and reviewing over the course of the next day. After 7 o'clock, Matt Abraham will join us. I wonder if he was listening to our chat with Vincent Tarzia yesterday. Get his thoughts on that. David Koch on the program as well. We'll talk money and the markets with Koshy after 8 o'clock. David Penberthy, from here in your happy place. Good morning.
I tell you what, Will, I absolutely am in my happy place. This is a fantastic, but it's a bittersweet occasion as well as a fantastic occasion. It's terrific being here at the Vidus Garden Center, but as you said, Will, it was the subject of a breaking at 8 only about 2 months ago where we spoke to Milton himself. It's heartbreaking, really, that this family-run business that's been here since about 1960 has employed dozens and dozens of South Australians, predominantly people from the northern suburbs. A lot of people got their first job working at the Vidus Garden Centre, and just looking around now, it looks like people have been picking up bargains because there's a few empty shelves, but there's still plenty of stuff here. But I should stress, we're not here in any commercial capacity today. This isn't an ad. I mean,
they're closing in 4 days.
They are, exactly. So a business that's about to shut down, there is no commercial imperative for us to be here. The reason we're here is to pay tribute to a business that has done such a great job for such a long time, creating job opportunities for local people. And also, as someone who loves gardening, I I struggle a bit with the Bunningsfication of the world. My mum used to work at Lascaux. My mum also worked at Skinner's in Blackwood, and the diversity and the sort of localised eye that independent nurseries like Milton's bring to an industry that means so much to those of us who love gardening, who love doing stuff around the house, is sad. I mean, it's almost like, what's that joke in the excellent film RoboCop, that one day the only company left in the world will be Taco Bell. We've seen so many family-run businesses fall by the wayside as they get swallowed up by foreign-owned multinationals, and it's sad that Vidulus is going to be another one of them. There are also issues here locally that went to local government, and its indifference or incompetence or its NIMBYism when it comes to the operations of business. And I'd also give the supposedly pro-business Malinauskas government a bit of a chip on the way through, because I'm not sure, frankly, what, if anything, the local member Tony Piccolo did to go into bat for a business that has been here for 2 generations. So that's my very heavy start to what will otherwise be a very entertaining program, Will. But it shits me, frankly, that businesses like this can rise out of nothing other than the hard work of a family. I also had a migrant family. You know, Greek Aussies came here, had a massive crack like so many Greek Australians did, and, you know, they pull the pin. It's sad.
And it tends to be, when times are tough, if you own 700 stores across 3 countries on, 2 continents, you can ride the wave for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
If you own 1 store in one part of town, you just don't have the buffer. So it's precisely these family-run businesses that need a bit of government support. That's not always financial. Sometimes it's just...
It's a phone call.
That's right. Or it's, you know what? You want to expand a little bit at the moment? You can do that. We're going to support it. We'll make sure that gets through the development approval processes.
If you're Sanjeev Gupta, the minister will jump on a plane and fly to Italy to make sure you got the right gear to keep the show on the road at Whyalla. But you don't get the crisis meeting when you're a sort of family-run business that has, 25 people on your books. It's sad. But, as I said, you're right, mate. I am in my happy place. Just looking around here, look at that pizza oven over there. That is an absolutely sensational bit of kit. Wouldn't mind one of them out on the back veranda. But there's all this excellence. And look, the other thing too, this is a gold-plated opportunity to engage in some Will Gooding's humiliation today, because I've cooked up an idea. Stick around, folks. Later today.
This sounds fun.
Inspired by Sterling McAvoy.
Right.
An author who I know is near and dear to your heart, Will. She's the author of What Flower Is That? We are going to be playing What Flower Is That?
Yes.
We're going to bring in 5 potted plants.
Right.
And if you guess one of them correctly, I'm going to be your personal slave for a fortnight. That's how confident I am.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I thought you might get 5 plants. One of them is poisonous, and get me to... I have to pick which one to eat in a sort of a twisted game of nursery Russian roulette.
Hey, now you got me thinking.
Let's not do that.
Are you going to eat the bougainvillea or the oleander? My tip: don't eat the oleander.
Here is a delicious assortment of mushrooms.
That's right. Would you like to try my beef Wellington?
15 minutes after 6. Going to take a quick break. News headlines coming up in just a moment.
Drums, please. Unprecedented, unparalleled, unrivaled. For the very first time, Edwardstown Mazda is offering discounts greater than 10% on all Mazda demonstrator models. Every demo, every model with a minimum discount of 10%. Plus a minimum trade-in of $2,000 on your old vehicle. This offer is exclusive to Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Unfold your story with Galaxy AI on the new Samsung Galaxy Z series. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 have big battery power for creating and playing. They both feature a slim dynamic screen that flips up or folds out. It has a new hinge, screen, powerful camera and Galaxy AI to drive on-the-fly language translation or edit photos. Pre-order the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Fold 6 before the 31st of July and receive a $400 Harvey Norman gift card and 1 year of Samsung Care Plus valued at $229 via redemption. Prices start from $1,799 for the Samsung Flip and $2,749 for the Fold at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
When you're experiencing an injury or a health emergency, every minute counts. If your emergency can't wait, neither should you.
Calvary's been caring for South Australians since 1900, including at South Australia's newest hospital, Calvary Adelaide, home to the state's only 24-hour private emergency department.
I've had mates who've been looked after at Calvary, been in to visit them, absolutely
I've been in there a number of times, it's terrific.
A great hospital, and when you need fast expert treatment, they're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, shorter wait times, personal attention from experienced specialists and nurses, and comfortable state-of-the-art facilities.
As a privately owned, non-government funded emergency department, an out-of-pocket fee means you're getting the highest level of care. When you or a loved one needs emergency care, trust in the emergency department at Calvary Adelaide, 120 Angus Street, Adelaide.
If working with NDIS plans is a source of confusion or frustration, there is an easy way forward. At Complete Care, you're given a client service manager. Think of them as a concierge, there to assist and recommend services as they're needed, from cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. They're essential to our clients and always available to their loved ones. It's just one of the things we do that sets us apart. Trust client service managers from Complete Care with a K.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
18 minutes after 6 for those watching along on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. Yes, this is the first time David and I have sat at a table together with a scented candle.
That's what you say. I like it. It's good, isn't it?
We can't deny this one. It's on the camera.
That's right.
Let's have a look at the news headlines.
What scent is it? Is it sandalwood?
Oh, great question.
Gingerbread. Lovely.
Gingerbread.
Who are we being photographed by here? Fatima. How are you, Fatima? Good to meet you. That's a Portuguese name. That's a Portuguese name, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, sorry, I'll stop. I'm just mingling with the staff.
All right, okay.
I'll let Will do the news.
You meet and greet and I'll do the news headlines. Unit prices have skyrocketed across Adelaide. The median now has passed $500,000 for the very first time. That comes from Domain's latest quarterly report. Annual growth equates to $182 per day. Meantime, house prices are up for the 6th consecutive quarter. The median, now sitting just shy of $930,000.
Where's that, in South Australia?
Yeah,
or nationally?
Adelaide.
The median?
Yep.
So that includes Brahma Lodge and Davern Park?
That's the middle one. That's the middle one.
Blair Athol?
$930,000.
Wow. That is incredible, isn't it? It's actually ridiculous and sad.
It is.
What's that mean if you're 15 years old now? What's that mean if you're our mate Sam Daddo here?
Yeah,
from Seaton.
Let's not get him to walk off the job before 9 o'clock, shall we? Out of depression. You can do it, Sam. Keep putting in those hours, and
that's right. Get another job.
There is a Twitter account currently that compares.
I mean, an additional job.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a different job. You do this one very well.
There's a Twitter account right now that tracks Australian house prices and tells you what you can get for the equivalent money in terms of European chateaus. So it'll be like, here's a one-bedroom place in Kemba, and it'll be $1.6 million. And it's like, yes, in the south of France, that'll buy you a 14-bedroom, multiple-wing chateau.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. SA country firefighters are running the risk of burning out under rising pressure to do the work of police and paramedics. A parliamentary committee has heard that as many as 30% of regional call-outs from 2022 to 2023 would assist other government agencies. It's renewed concerns that volunteers could quit under the strain, leaving firefighting forces depleted.
That's a worry.
An Australian BMX star, Logan Martin, has been the victim of a robbery with his van broken into in Belgium. Criminals ran off with bags belonging to the Queenslander, but he was able to track them down before his competition. His bikes were thankfully being stored elsewhere. Martin did lose his wallet, backpack and a few other small items.
Right, thank God for bag tags. We found our bags. All our stuff.
Massage table! Yes! They ate your chockies! Oh my God.
I wonder if the GPS tracking will eventually become so everywhere that sort of petty theft will almost totally disappear.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Like not anytime soon, but if you feel we're getting to a point where everything's going to be tracked.
Well, you can always put. I mean, in the same way that for people who work in retail, if you can put those little buzzers in,
yes,
any item of clothing that you pick up in any department store or fashion store, why can't you put it in anything you own?
And they're only going to get smaller and cheaper, so you just wonder you steal anything of value these days, and people will be able to track it. It's just it's mindless.
Wouldn't it be good if you could put some sort of device on your car keys?
Yeah, that would be good.
And then have that attached to, your computer, your iPhone and your computer, so that if you lose your keys, you can just go find my keys. Can you do that already?
You probably can. You put an iTag on it. Sam's Addo saying that's what he does.
iTag, yeah.
I need to do that because I was always good enough at losing my keys by myself, but now my daughter thinks keys are excellent, so she'll get them and go, keys!
I needed to
then I'll be in with the dollies after my search for 3 hours for them.
I needed to put an iTag on myself that time I went to the Harvest Rock Festival. I had no idea where I was.
And members of your family.
That's right. Got one on myself and one on my wife.
A contingent of Australian Federal Police have headed to Paris, assisting French authorities with the safe and secure delivery of the Olympic and Paralympic teams. More than 2,000 officers from around the world are working to support the French police and Defence Force. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is expected to reshuffle his ministerial front bench within days as he arrives back in Sydney after a few days in Queensland.
Is that Immigration Minister going to get the bums rushed, do you think? He's been doing a good job.
Do you want to read you the next slide?
Yes.
Immigration Minister Andrew Giles is the most likely casualty.
Well, given that his main tribe has been letting out degenerates.
He's a $1 favourite to be ditched.
One of whom allegedly broke the law about 5 kilometres from where we're sitting.
The possible retirements of Linda Burney and Brendan O'Connor could form a wider reshuffle too. Senior sources have said the timing and the extent of the changes currently in the Prime Minister's hands. The construction division of the CFMEU is rolling out a new national code of conduct to try and change. According to 9 newspapers, the CFMEU National Secretary Zach Smith has sent an agenda to union members claiming media reports are misleading and false, but acknowledging some allegations do need investigation, and he's determined to stamp out any criminality.
Yeah, let's not hold our breath on that front.
9.3 degrees outside in the city at the moment, top of 16 and up to 3 mils. Today, we got a bit of rain overnight. We'll speak to the Bureau shortly. 17 tomorrow and up to 5 mils Saturday. 13 the top. Doesn't get warm on Saturday. Up to 5 mils of rain. Dry on Sunday and just 14. And cool again Monday. 15 the top, dry. Same to Tuesday, 16. And Wednesday, dry and 16 as well.
A lot of feedback about the comments I made at the start of the show about what an avoidable tragedy the closure of the Vidus Garden Center is, and about the ineptitude of local government and the fact that the state government didn't lift a finger to get involved or help. Rather, it appears they played a negative role by siding with the council over this development malarkey here. One text saying councils would just zap any form of desire out of you. The crap you have to deal with makes people just walk away. Local government sucks. And one here that I really don't understand. Yeah, nice work, Pembo. Another dig at Port, bagging Port-sponsored GFG.
Oh, because you said so. Well, that's a...
Is it because I said something about
Tom Goods going to
helping? That is the most convoluted Port Adelaide conspiracy I've ever heard.
That's pretty good.
I just assure that? I salute you, Jeff, for your amazingly paranoid level of creativity.
Can I just assure you, Jeff, David doesn't think about football that much.
No, and I didn't even know that they sponsored Port. I thought oak-flavoured milk did. Because you couldn't get any other sponsors.
That is excellent.
Oak flavoured milk.
Keep them coming in. 0480 1395. Discover the new hybrid-powered Tucson SUV at Dutton's Hyundai Murray Bridge. Dutton's, easy to do business with. Whatever your conspiracy
We'll have
theory is,
Toyota. You can have oak flavoured milk.
Exactly right. Let's head back to Hindmarsh Square, but that's where Tom Wren is. Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors, gliderol.com.au. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, boys. You're looking great there. I'm just getting a good look at you on the Foodland Supermarket live stream and looking absolutely magnificent. So hope you're enjoying it out there.
We are, Tom, thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, up and about early. Hey, guys, the flag bearers have been announced for Australia's Olympic side, or team, I should say. Jess Fox, who's going to be competing in her 4th Olympics, was a gold medalist. Remember, her old man actually called her gold medal at the last Olympics, which was bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be there again doing that. So she's going to be a flag bearer, and then Eddie Ockenden. So he plays for the Kookaburras, the hockey side, and it's going to be his 5th Olympics. You can see some more pictures on the live stream now. So a great announcement. Anna Mears made that announcement, proud South Aussie. She's the chef de mission. So I think well-deserved, really popular. A lot's made of the flag-bearing role. It's been sort of, it's a real big thing now, to be announced as a flag bearer. So I think an outstanding achievement for both of those young people.
Yeah, totally. You hear those records, Rennie. You think of what the standard, the longevity of a sports person is, and you think, well, you start out maybe in your early 20s, you find your place, and from there maybe you have a decade of competing. We're talking about people that have been to 4 and 5 Olympics, so they've been doing this at an extremely high level for 20 years, 16, 20 years. You hear other athletes say, well, I'll get to one Olympics and that might be, maybe I'll never make it back, so I've got to make it count. Just a remarkable achievement to be at the top of your game and competing at the highest level over that length of time.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah, it really is, to be able to do it for that long. And I like as well that, it's athletes from lesser-known sports, and I say that, with all due respect, but we probably don't follow whitewater rafting other than when, we get to the Olympics for Jess Fox. So it's nice that an athlete gets thrust into the spotlight. And we probably know her a bit more because she has won the gold medal. But hockey as
Tom,
well.
Did you see last night, and this is blowing the bags of your channel, your station, Channel 9, they had the best sort of mini documentary about the men's 4x100 relay in Sydney. It was excellent television where they interviewed all 4 of the blokes, Clem, Thorpe, and the other 2 whose names elude me. But just thinking back to the arrogance of Gary Hall Jr. ahead of that swim and the way the Aussies went out and won an event that they had never ever won, it almost brought tears to your eyes. I'd forgotten how intense that whole race was.
Yeah, and that was Dennis Committee, I think, called that one, didn't he? And he called it magnificently.
Yeah.
And I think Dennis Committee actually said that was the hardest time he had was calling the Olympics. So much pressure to get it right, but that was an incredible race. I think we're going to smash them like guitars. All of that build up. So that was great. And look, the rivalry will be there again for this Olympics. I think we could get as many as 8, 9, maybe even 10 gold in the pool. So we've got a very, very good team. It's going to be great. And it was a good doco, wasn't it? So, a lot of excitement now. A lot of excitement too, fellas. There still is other sport happening, while the Olympics are on. We've got the football this weekend. I can't wait for your chat with Josh Rochelle this morning, given what he was able to do on the weekend. Sorry, that's actually going to be tomorrow. I've got my days mixed up. But teams tonight, so Crows and Hawthorn squads for their matches, which is being played on Sunday, and Port. I think that's the game of the year almost for Port, I think, 2nd versus 7th. So I don't think Todd Marshall will be in that team for that game. So I'm fascinated to see what way they go with their team tonight.
Good on you, Rennie.
On you, Tom.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home, gliderol.com.au. Now get your phones ready, 8223 Have the number plugged in so you can cast your vote for the Movie Bowl coming up next on 5AA Breakfast.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two easing today, heading for 16 with the 6:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Australia's Olympic flag bearer Jess Fox says being selected for the position is one of the greatest moments of her career. Fox, whose mother is a French Olympian, will carry the flag with hockey captain Eddie Ockenden. Chef de mission Anna Mears announced the flag bearers, and Fox says it's surreal given she met Mears as a 10-year-old dreaming of going to the Olympics.
I've known Anna for many years, and I met her first when I was 10 and got to see her coming off the plane, see her gold medal, felt so inspired by who she was as an athlete, but then getting to know her as a person has made this so incredibly special and quite emotional. And when she told me, there was there was a lot of emotion.
Meantime, Australian athletes have come down with COVID-19 in the Olympic Village. 5 water polo players are isolating and will return to training when they feel well enough. The Stingers take on China in a preliminary round on Sunday. More Olympic news with Tom Wren in sport. Unit prices have skyrocketed in Adelaide. The median house price has passed $500,000 for the first time in Domain's latest quarterly report, while annual growth equates to $182 per day. Meantime, house prices are up for the 6th consecutive quarter, the median now sitting just shy of $930,000. Thousands of protesters are gathered outside the US Capitol building, where Israel's Prime Minister has told lawmakers their countries must stand together. Benjamin Netanyahu has addressed a joint session of the Congress 9 months into the conflict in the Gaza Strip. Several Democrats who are openly opposed to Israel's operations in the region chose not to attend. Prime Minister Netanyahu has quoted Winston Churchill as he appealed to the US for more military assistance to beat Hamas.
As Britain fought on the front lines of civilization, Winston Churchill appealed to Americans with these famous words: "Give us the tools and we'll finish the job." Today, as Israel fights on the front line of civilization, I too appeal to America. Give us the tools faster and we'll finish the job faster.
We're being asked to show our support for Australian farmers by wearing a flannelette shirt. Every 10 days, a farmer dies by suicide, a rate 59% higher than that of non-farmers. Organiser and Farmer Angels Chief Executive Jason Law says collectively we can make a big difference.
Ultimately, we'd love to see 1 million Aussies donning a flannel from July through to actual flannel day on the 23rd of August. So you can wear one any day, you can wear one every day if you want to.
If you or anyone you know needs help, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. The threat of potential conflict with China and terror attacks have many Australians on alert. A survey conducted for The Australian shows 59% of respondents think a war with China is likely to break out in the next 20 years. But 76% believe a terror attack poses a far greater threat to national security. And now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And once again, good morning, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Graham. As we heard a little earlier with your news bulletin, Australia has announced Jess Fox and Eddie Ockenden as flag bearers for the opening ceremony. Action has already begun and Australia's men's rugby 7 side has booked its place in the quarterfinals with wins over Samoa and Kenya. Australia heads into the boxing with several medal chances. 12 men and women make up the biggest Australian team in history. Super heavyweight Teramona says he wants to fight reigning champion Bakadu Yalov, who he lost to last year.
Since then, it's been my goal to avenge my loss. So I'm really here for a rematch, and the gold medal is a secondary goal for me.
The Matildas will play at least 3 games in Paris, those being against Germany, Zambia and the US. They may play other countries if they make it through to the knockout stages. Star forward Sam Kerr was officially ruled out in late May due to an ongoing ACL injury. Meantime, world number 1 Yannick Sinner has pulled out of the games in tennis due to tonsillitis. Well, it's selection night for both the Crows and Port Adelaide ahead of their matches this weekend. The Crows will name only a squad with their match on Sunday against Hawthorn, while Port will name its side to take on Carlton tomorrow night. And the AFL Players Association has backed the idea of club doctors conducting all head injury assessments off the ground. And that's the 5AA Sport.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
A shower or 2 easing today, 16. Tomorrow, showers developing, 17. Saturday, a shower or 2, chilly, 13. And Sunday, partly cloudy, 14. Currently, it's 10. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes to 7, live this morning from the Vidus Garden Center at Gawler. David just distracted by everything. There's plants within reach.
Should we have a warm-up guess, Will? What's that?
I don't know, it's some sort of... It looks like they're from the set of that Zach Galifianakis show. Is it a fern? Between two ferns?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. We've got the one.
President Obama, what's it like being the last black president? Remember that, when he interviewed President Barack Obama? That is a Kentia palm.
A Kentia palm?
Pretty sure it's a Kentia palm.
Are you sure?
Let's see, has it got a tag on it? No, it hasn't. But I'm sticking with my
Well,
guess.
let's not break it. They've only got...
Kentia palm, I
There
got
you
it.
go, you got it right.
Milton has confirmed it is a Kentia palm.
All right, you show off.
Just warming up here.
Hey, let's talk movies. Let's head back to Highmarsh Square. Movies are better on the big screens at Wallace Cinemas, Mitcham, Mount Barker, Noarlunga, and the PiccadillyWallace.com.au. Now, I don't know how you can do this logistically, Lucy. You've got to talk to us and spin a giant wheel. How's that going to work?
Good morning to you. No, I've got Paddy here sitting on mic 2 with us. He can't talk, but he's placed the wheel helpfully next to mic number 2.
Excellent.
So I don't think you can see it, but Paddy's going to give it a big spin for us. Hopefully you can hear it. Go on, Pat.
The suspense is killing us, Luce.
Number 6. Number 6. All right, the year. The year is 1971.
Ooh,
Cool.
okay.
All right, we're going back.
Good era.
Good.
Good era for cinema.
1971. 8223 Jump on the phones to vote, please. Am I watching Bedknobs and Broomsticks
Oh.
or Dirty Harry?
You know, in the confusion, I kind of lost track myself. Well, let's just stop the fight now.
So
you're not watching Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Luce?
I can do a bit on Bedknobs and Broomsticks because as a kid we absolutely loved that film.
I've never seen it.
Absolutely loved it.
As a kid, I loved Dirty Harry.
It's Angela Lansbury, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. For someone who
Yeah,
does
it's
want to
Angela
ring
Lansbury.
in and just have their say, they get a family pass to Wallace
I mean,
Cinemas.
Dirty
to any
Harry
of the
was going to
Wallace
win with our
cinemas.
audience, but
I know, but for someone to ring in and just champion at least one of the films, you'll get a Wallace pass.
I'm going to defend it. I think it's great. One of my favourites as a kid. Loved that film. Just suffice to say, very different viewing experiences, these two, Luz.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time today to do my usual life things, so I'm hoping Dirty Harry's a short film.
It's not a long movie. It's the first of the Dirty Harry series. Absolutely iconic bit of cinema. Clint at his menacing best. It's an hour 42. It's an hour
That's
42.
right. That's doable. That's
just
doable.
checked.
Here we go. I asked someone to defend a film, and Laurie in Hendon's called in. Hi, Laurie.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. What are your thoughts?
Dirty Harry. I love in all of his movies where he there's always a scene where he cleans up all the bad guys, kills them all, and every single one of his movies has got that sort of thing in it. He's just a legend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laurie. I am watching a lot of films, I've noticed of late, with a lot of guns and killing and stuff like that. So, we'll just add it to the list, shall we?
It's called action, Luce. Hey, someone who rings in is going to win a Wallace Cinema family pass as well. So, well worth your time to have your vote this morning. Dirty Harry or Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Someone's going off to the movies because of their vote this morning.
Yes, Tony in Walkley Heights called in. Morning, Tony.
Morning. Dirty Harry all the way, Lucy. He is an absolute legend, that man.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, I've yet
Are
to
you
be
familiar
surprised.
with any of the sort of, the vague themes of Dirty Harry, Luce?
No, I just believe it's very quotable, and it's right that you're looking at me, punk. Is that one?
Yeah, words to that effect, yeah. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Yeah,
Let's get Andrew and Craig more. Andrew, good morning.
Has to be Dirty Harry. Oh, by the way, it's a culture vulture from Craig. Well, how dare I forget that?
Good on you, Andrew.
Do you?
Thank you. Brilliant. Rosemary, good morning.
Good morning, Will and Dave and Lucy. Firstly, you're out at our favourite garden shop out at Vidus, and it's a very sad day, or sad weekend. And they are so wonderful. Some of the staff came from the old Bunnings that were there. It's just anyway, it shows that my age is just disappearing before my eyes. But Lucy,
yeah, well said.
But Lucy, Dirty Harry, when you watch Clint Eastwood, he has never changed. So what you see is what you get all the time. And his voice never changes. Like even his last film he did was just brilliant.
Yeah.
And
Was that The Mule?
I think you'll enjoy. Yes.
Thank you,
The
Rosemary.
Mule was a good film.
I like that everyone's saying when I watch it. That's not even a question. But I'm loving these calls
I
anyway.
love the fact that all the lady folk are voting for Dirty Harry too.
Well, I
Good.
think Clint Eastwood has universal appeal.
He does.
Frank in Prospect, good morning.
Good morning, people. Hopefully I'm not out of whack, but I wouldn't mind Lucy seeing bed knobs and broomsticks. It's one of those movies, like my go-to movie is Hercules, the Disney adaptation, because it's fun, it's enjoyable, and you just lose yourself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
good family movie. Good on you, Frank. Thank you. Nick in Salisbury East, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's your picnic?
Go ahead, make my day.
Yeah, make my day.
Good on you, Nick.
I'm
Nick,
assuming
Dirty
that's Dirty
there
Harry.
from Salisbury East.
Thank you. People quote this, and I'm like, I don't know what film that is yet.
You know, that one's Dirty Harry, Luce. Sean, good morning.
not bed knobs and
Yeah, that's... Morning, Sean.
Yeah, good day, boys and lady. I never used to be a massive Eastwood fan, but after watching his recent stuff, so the guy said The Mule before, and it was also, I can't think of the name, but it's the one when he's got the car and he's on his doorstep and he's angry.
Fantastic.
That's the one. But unfortunately, I've got any respect for him, and I've gone back and I've watched his older ones. So 100% Dirty Harry. He's so timeless.
Yeah, he's great.
you,
Put
Sean.
Unforgiven on the list, Sean.
Oh, yeah, have you seen Unforgiven, mate?
Yes, I have, mate. Yeah,
was
pretty. Yeah, I can't say what I was going to say. Kick ass, but you can beat me. So.
Yeah, we'll
Amazing.
allow.
No, we can't.
We'll allow.
No, that's gone away, Sean. Hope your parents aren't listening. Thank you.
The line at the end of that to Gene Hackman, deserves got nothing to do with it.
So I think it's the best Western of all time. Quentin, good morning.
Good morning, fellas and Lucy. Hey, bed knobs and broomsticks, never seen it. Seen Dirty Harry a million times. I want some quotes tomorrow morning from Lucy.
Thank you, Quentin. I'll try my best. Paul in Pennington, good morning.
Good morning, team. Look, Foxtel have recently been putting on all of the old Dirty Harry movies, and I sit there with my 14 and 11-year-old sons, and we watch it, and we laugh, and we enjoy them. They're just timeless, and if there were more police officers like Harry Callahan, the world would be a better place.
The police commissioner usually tunes in around now,
Yeah,
so
I know.
he's got a bit. He's got a bit of Clint Eastwood about him. The police commissioner. I didn't say.
I don't think behaviourally.
No, he's just got that steel to him. He looks at you like.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's not wasting people. There was a couple he wanted to waste at one point yesterday before we came on the air. Joe in Modbury Heights, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Would you rather see Dirty Harry walking out a cafe holding a Magnum or Angela Lansbury holding a broomstick?
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
I had that great scene just as he's eating the hot dog.
I think that was...
it's an 8-1 win to Dirty Harry.
There's a good text on the Duttons text line saying, someone said, I just want to hear another call to try and link Dirty Harry to being anti-port. Thank you for that. And who are we sending off to the movies, Luce?
Paul in Pennington, giving his early teenage sons an education, I reckon.
Yep. Paul, you've won a Wallace Cinema Family Pass. Catch a movie this week at Mitcham, Piccadilly, Mount Barker or Noarlunga. For sessions, visit wallace.com.au and you'll hear Lucy's review in about 24 hours' time.
Beautiful work, Luce. Well done. And great text here from our resident funny man, Rob, in Clearview. Rob, you always split our sides with your contributions, mate. He says they're making a remake of Dirty Harry starring Joe Biden called Dirty President, which features the line, "Have I been president for 3 or 4 years? In all the confusion, I kind of lost track myself."
All right, let's check traffic. The new McSmart meal from Macca's, 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drinks, $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Road's looking pretty good for the run-in today. No great hassles, which is excellent. Accident breakdown free. So we've got some gas works to look out for at Keswick, but no great delays there. It's an Anzac Hole to Everard Avenue. A few works at Port Adelaide to look out for. Commercial Road near Charlton Street, and we're down to 40 k's south road at Glandor, just near the Crossroad overpass for New Bitumen. Cameras this morning, Grants Gully Road, Clarendon, and High Streets at Wollonga. Grab a 4.20 Traveller Pie plus a Red Bull 250ml for just $6 at Coles Express and Ready Express. T's and C's apply. See in store. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Ageism takes away my rights, the right to make my own decisions, be safe, and be treated with dignity and respect. Sometimes people assume I can't do something because of my age. They exclude me, and I feel invisible and sad. Ageism can lead to mistreatment, neglect, and other forms of abuse. How do you treat the older people in your life? For more information, search SA Health Tackling Ageism. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Eliminate the middleman with JB Caravans. JB Caravans are a factory direct caravan dealership and they're having their grand opening sale on now till Sunday. Check out full off-road hybrids from $79,990 and Aussie-made touring vans from $74,990, as well as incredible deals on off-road vans, Iveco motorhomes and cash and carry gear. Don't miss JB Caravans grand opening sale on now and Sunday, 11 to 37 Port Wakefield Road, Jeps Cross, or visit jbcaravans.com.au.
If you're thinking of building or renovating your kitchen, you have a lot of choices to make, but the first choice should be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. It's Debney Distributors in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display.
I tell you what, if you're into food, this will be your happy place. It's sensational. They've got everything from ovens, cooktops, dishwashers, fridges, to wine cellars, kettles, toasters and more. And Smeg, it really is the first word in cooking excellence, seamlessly pairing performance with architectural design, and they've even got cooking demonstrations. I did one myself when I got my new Smeg oven. You can really taste the difference with Smeg. And Smeg, they've been proudly made in Italy since 1948, and their colour design and technology is world famous.
Smeg, technology with style. Visit the Smeg showroom today at Debney Distributors, Harrison Road, Dudley Park.
The Posture Care Chair Company has moved to a new home at 107 Sturt Street between King William Street and Whitmore Square. Discover our tailor-made chairs crafted right here in Adelaide with our patented zero-gravity design. And say goodbye to all comfort complaints. Celebrate our grand opening with us and save up to $1,000 on your brand new tailor-made recliner chair, plus complimentary express build, plus free delivery. Come on in and visit our new place, the Posture Care Chair Company. T's and C's apply.
Suzuki is celebrating 40 years of Swift with an all-new Suzuki Swift Hybrid. So, book a test drive today in Australia's best value hybrid, the all-new Suzuki Swift Hybrid, for fun's sake.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
12 minutes to 7, let's check in with the Weather Bureau. Mark Anelak on deck this morning. Mark, we sort of had some reasonable middles of days recently, but it feels like with having a quick glimpse at the forecast, it's going to get back to just being cold all day for the next little while.
Oh, don't get too discouraged. Look, we had a rain band that moved through overnight last night, and it produced some fairly good rainfall, 2 to 10 millimetres across sort of central districts, including the Adelaide Plains. Adelaide Hills had a little bit more, about 10 to 20 millimetres. For the rest of today, that rain band has cleared to the east now, and looking at the Weather Watch radar, it looks like we've got a good morning of clear weather. So the rest of this morning should be fine, but there is another cold front on the way, so we could see some showers redeveloping probably middle of this afternoon, temporarily. So top of 16 degrees forecast today, and maybe a chance of a shower middle of this afternoon, guys.
Good on you, Mark. Thank you. Mark Anelak at the Weather Bureau. Let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Kate Dawson joins us. Kate, there's been a hotel robbery at Salisbury Heights. What's happened?
Yeah, this was just after 1:30am this morning. Police were called to the hotel on Main North Road at Salisbury Heights after reports that 3 men had broken into the bottle shop and were stealing alcohol. So staff members confronted the group as they attempted to leave the store, where one of the men has allegedly produced a knife and threatened a staff member. So these men fled the scene and ran to nearby Carisbrook Reserve. Police were quickly on scene, setting up cordons and calling in PD Chaos to assist. Patrols located one of the men on Collingbourne Drive, where he was arrested, and then Clever PD Chaos located the knife that was allegedly used and the alcohol discarded in the reserve. So police continued to search the area for the other 2 men, but they haven't been located at this time. The 35-year-old man that was arrested has been charged with robbery and serious criminal trespass, and he will be appearing in the Elizabeth Magistrates Court today. So just asking anybody with further information to contact Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000.
Great work by PD Chaos, and also, Kate, great work by PD Duke overnight, who arrested a man at Woodville North.
Yeah, this is a pretty serious incident and amazing work by PD Duke. So this all unfolded just before midnight. Police were called to Sheridan Street and Far Street after reports that a man had been walking along the street damaging windows at a number of homes. So Western Patrols and PD Duke responded, with PD Duke and his handler locating the suspect in the front yard of a home on Far Street. Here, the suspect refused police direction, allegedly throwing a plant pot at the police dog handler and then assaulting PD Duke. So the brave PD Duke still managed to bring this man under effective control, and he was taken into custody by officers. Thankfully, PD Duke was not seriously injured. So this 46-year-old Adelaide man has been taken to hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries, and he's expected to be charged with a raft of serious offences, including assaulting an emergency services worker. He's also expected to be refused bail. So amazing work there by PD Duke, and we're glad that he and his handler were not seriously injured, and hope they have a nice day today.
Yeah, totally. What a shocking bloke.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? Yep.
What a gutless bastard. Unbelievable, Kate.
Yeah, and don't think you're going to get away from the dogs either. PD Duke's far too strong, for people.
I think the old handler might have just put the leash down and said, sick 'em
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops-a-daisy.
I'll let go for a second.
That's right.
Thank you, Kate. Senior Constable Kate Dawson from Sopol.
Stuff his mangy old tracksuit pants full of schmackos and tell Duke to do his worst.
All right, let's head to the US. Miley Hogan for 7 News. Joining us on a day we're expecting to hear from the US President very shortly for the first time since he handed in, well, he announced that he wouldn't be running for re-election. Miley, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
So what are we expecting today, Miley? Is this going to be the traditional set-piece sort of televised address to the nation?
Yeah, he's going to be speaking from the Oval Office, and to put that into context, it's actually really rare. Joe Biden's only spoken out from the Oval Office 4 times during his entire first term as president. It is expected to be a really big moment in US history. He's going to explain in his own words why he has made this decision, and from a personal note for Joe Biden, it is expected to be quite emotional as well. This marks the final chapter in a very long political career for him. More than 50 years he's been in public service. He was first elected back when he was just 29 years old, and then he was considered too young to be in politics. We know now that people think he's too old to be in politics. So it's unclear how much he's going to talk about his time in public life and his time as a one-term president, and how much he's going to lay out what he's going to do for the next 6 months while he's in office.
Do you think he's going to have to reassure people that despite having, his actions in pulling out of the presidential race show that he is aware that he hasn't got another 4 years of being on top of things left in him? But surely he's going to have to convince a lot of doubting Americans that he's still got 6 months of being on top of things left in him, because he's got to be president until January still.
I think that it will be quite a powerful speech. He'll definitely want to project that strength through this address to the nation, but they are very different time frames, 6 months as opposed to another 4 years. So I think he'll be okay in that. And he has said that he's going to go out there and be quite engaged in this campaign as well for his vice president, because we know that she's now running for the top job as well. So we're going to see him out and about, I think, still taking part in the campaign as he tries to boost Kamala Harris as the presumptive Democrat nominee now.
Good stuff. Thank you, Miley. Miley Hogan for 7 News in the US. We'll hear from Joe Biden over the course of the day on 5AA, and then you'll see him in your news services tonight. Miley's report on 7 from 6 o'clock. Should we do some Dutton's text before we head to the break? Discover the new hybrid-powered Tucson SUV at Dutton's Hyundai Murray Bridge. Dutton's, easy to do business with.
One here saying, I love the fact that you guys have gone to Vidus. It's such a sad thing to see that this wonderful business is closing, and good on you for caring about them and the people that they have employed. Not at all, mate. We appreciate the sentiments. And few people here are asking whether Lucy's going to make it all the way through Dirty Harry. Con makes a point about the deification of gun violence in American cinema, and asking whether these films are part of, the sickening gun culture that is associated with the US. I can separate the two things out.
I'm just thinking, if you think of some great Australian films in recent times where we have no gun culture, guns feature fairly prominently. Like if you think of things like Two Hands.
Yeah, I was going to say Two Hands.
For example, you think of...
Chopper.
Chopper, you think of things like the entire Underbelly series or the great Mr. In Between, which is a terrific Australian-made TV series. Because crime and criminality and the
why do we like it? What's the thing in the human psyche that makes you want to watch?
High stakes, I guess.
Yeah. I can't do those sort of slasher type films though. Like for the life of me, like
I don't get
that.
Oh,
let's watch Saw.
Yeah, I don't get that.
No.
Yeah.
Crime stuff's different though.
Yeah. Big day tomorrow in FIVEAA history because it's KG's birthday tomorrow. His 85th birthday. We're celebrating at the excellent Kent Town Hotel. You should check out their award-winning bars, restaurant, alfresco streetscape, balcony and 250-seat function room. You can effectively listen into this event because Cornsey is going to do a live Conversations with Cornsey from 12:30 tomorrow with KG. And it's going to be on the live stream as well, so you can jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream.
So we'll be there at lunch with KG. Graham will be on stage. The whole thing will be videoed in real time in the same way that hundreds of people are currently watching us via YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. So something to do tomorrow.
But it will be on radio too.
Exactly
so
right.
So if you've got your tranny in the background, you can just listen to it the way you normally do, or via the magic of digital technology on your phone.
This is
so
just
many ways to do it.
Deborah's called in on 8223 Morning to you, Deborah.
Well, I think the closure of Vidus Garden Nursery is indication of what's gone wrong with the world today. The parliaments and governments of the world have forgotten about the humanity, because employment's not just good for income, but I mean, you would have, from your own experience, you've probably learnt more about finance and that from your workmates and from experience from your workmates than what you ever have going online about anything.
That is 100%
and it's most
right.
important, because I think there should be almost a royal commission into our state parliament for the past 50 years. I'd like to find out why and who was the parliament that set up work cover without any prosecution. The reason I say that is that Nick Xenophon organised a forum at Hilton about work cover about the turn of the century, at which point can I please offer Nick my best wishes for speedy recovery and from his cancer, please?
Yeah. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for that. I think that there's a reasonable point to be made about, people that go into business, there's no more courageous person that says, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to say goodbye to getting a regular paycheck every week, fortnight or month, and I'm going to put my hard-earned into something that may or may not work. And then I'm going to employ other people.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
As you think about our jobs, I've always had a job where I'm being paid
me too.
A wage
for
another employer.
I don't have the minerals for it.
Yeah, me neither. But a few times I thought maybe I'd move to Aldinga and open a Mexican restaurant. And that day I did that shift with Cristiano. I said, mate, I don't know how you do this. First, the job itself is so physically punishing and intense. It's nothing like flitting about in the kitchen with a glass of wine in your hand. But Milton and I were chatting during the 6:30 news break, and the point I made at the start of the show about the Bunningsfication of nurseries and homewares and hardware stores in Australia. You think about so many of the family-owned businesses that have fallen by the wayside. He said one of the things that people don't recognise, and particularly governments don't recognise, is that if you are a Vidulus or a former nursery like a Lascocks or a Skinner's, you don't have a national HR department. You don't have people who you can fly in to do the compliance training or to pick out the uniforms or to deal with training modules for new staff. You have to do absolutely everything yourself, and then at night, as Milton said, you're sitting around the kitchen table at home doing your tax.
Yeah. I just wonder what the flow-on effect is of the next generation of entrepreneurs who open the newspaper every day or drive past a Vidulus and go, oh, that looked pretty successful, and if that, maybe I'm not going to bother. Oh, that cafe's closed. Well, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then that's deadly for the. Then we do get the Taco Bellification of the economy.
And you just need an indifferent or incompetent local council working in tandem with state government indifference, and next thing you know, you're shutting up shop.
5AA News Time. We've got some breaking news in our news wrap that's coming up in just a moment.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two easing today, heading for 16 with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Graham Goodings.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Australia's athletes say they are confident they'll be kept safe at the Paris Olympics despite a spate of incidents. 9 Radio's Clinton Maynard is there.
BMX rider Logan Martin's been in Belgium in the lead up to the Paris Games, but his van has been broken into, windows smashed and numerous items stolen in Brussels. He still has his bikes though. Chef de Mission Anamir says crime is a part of big cities, but Martin's preparations will be okay. New flag bearer Jess Fox says she does feel safe with the big police presence on the streets, and boxer Harry Garside has gone out of his way to thank the French for their hospitality.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has addressed the joint houses of US Congress, his speech taking aim at Iran. The Prime Minister says Israel, the US and the Arab world are threatened by what he called Iran's axis of terror, which said is behind Hamas in Gaza.
For Iran, Israel is first, America is next. So when Israel fights Hamas, we're fighting Iran. When we fight Hezbollah, we're fighting Iran. When we fight the Houthis, we're fighting Iran. And when we fight Iran, we're fighting the most radical and murderous enemy of the United States of America.
Thousands of protesters gathered outside the US Capitol building demanding an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, while around 50 Democrats were absent either in protest or because of other duties. Employers are pushing for penalty rates to be abolished for part-time employees working extra hours. The Australian Industry Group will use the Fair Work Commission review of part-time employment to push for a new clause in the fast food and retail awards. People who work or volunteer with children are being encouraged to check their expiry date of their Working with Children check and submit their reapplication as soon as possible. Human Services Minister Nat Cook says that will ensure their screening remains up to date.
This year we're going to receive 150,000 additional cheques for renewal. So we're asking people to continue to lodge their cheques on time and early so that we can get ahead of the game and ensure that people have their screening kept continuous for the time of their working and volunteering.
It's back to work for the Premier today. Peter Malinauskas has been on leave for just over 2 weeks with his deputy Susan Close stepping up. But he's still been active on social media during that time, posting about the CFMEU, knife crime reforms and new building projects across SA. Well, the boom times continue for Adelaide's property market. Mel Usher says Domain's latest quarterly report has both house and unit prices on major upward swings.
Adelaide house prices have grown for the 6th consecutive quarter. The median jumped another $24,000 or 2.6% to hit a record high of just under $930,000 for the June quarter. The returns surpassing all other capital cities except Brisbane and Perth. Unit prices have also skyrocketed according to Domain. The median has passed $500,000 for the first time, the price growing by $182 per day over the past year.
Travellers planning on heading to Bali will be paying less. Data shows airfares to the Indonesian holiday destination have fallen by more than 17% in the first half of 2024, sliding from $1,030 to $848. Now they're turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And good morning, Tom Wren.
Very good morning to you as well, Graham. Australia's off to a winning start in Olympic competition in Paris. Clinton Maynard reports.
The opening ceremony is still a few days away, but already Australia's athletes are in action. The men's rugby 7 side has played 2 pool games. First up, a 21-14 win over Pacific rivals Samoa, and in the second game the Aussies have easily accounted for Kenya 21-7. The Australians are medal prospects, but rivals New Zealand also off to a good start. They've beaten Japan 40-12 in their first game. The Australians' next game is against Argentina tomorrow.
Yeah, and in men's football, Argentina equalised against Morocco 2-2 deep in stoppage time, only for it to be disallowed by the VAR to give Morocco an upset 2-1 victory. Iraq also had a 2-1 win against the Ukraine. Meantime, UEFA has sanctioned 7 nations due to racist chanting from their fans at the Euros tournament. Let's come a little closer to home. Port Adelaide's players will hit the training track in the next couple of hours before heading to Melbourne for their clash against Carlton tomorrow night. The Power are likely to bring back Kane Farrell and Lockie Jones from injury, but forward Todd Marshall is unlikely to return from a hip injury as he continues to battle that hip complaint. The Crows will also train this morning as they prepare for Sunday's clash against Hawthorn at home. home. They'll be forced to make several changes, with Butts ruled out with a foot injury, while Jordan Dawson, the captain, is also out due to concussion. And some news just confirmed in the last minute or so, Graham. Grand final day, the headline act is set to be Katy Perry. The pop singer has sold more than 143 million records worldwide, with some of her biggest hits including Raw, Teenage Dream and Firework. Good news, Graham. What do you reckon?
Great news. Good to hear it. Good on you. Thanks for that, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sandford's Powerhouse Clubs Glenelga Norwood clash at 2:10 this Saturday at Stratorama Stadium. Sandford, nothing beats it.
G'day there at Parafield Gardens, a crash at Salisbury Highway and Catalina Avenue. Got on the Prang at Newton, Playford Road near Newton Road. And urgent gasworks this morning at Keswick, Anzac Highway near Everard Avenue. Been a great delays for the drive-in. It is getting busy, however, Brighton Road at Glenelg, and we've got a camera look out for to Commercial Road at Seaford. Love a latte? Crave a cappuccino? Iced or hot? Order your coffee through the OTR app and your fifth one's free. T's and C's apply. OTR. Making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video. Direct to you from your Automasters technician.
16 with a shower or two easing today. Tomorrow showers developing 17. Saturday a shower or two just 13. Sunday partly cloudy 14. Currently it's 10. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Drums, please. Unprecedented, unparalleled, unrivaled. For the very first time, Edwardstown Mazda is offering discounts greater than 10% on all Mazda demonstrator models. Every demo, every model with a minimum discount of 10%. Plus a minimum trade-in of $2,000 on your old vehicle. This offer is exclusive to Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
Arbor Vitae health supplements are now available at Chemist Warehouse for just $49.99 a bottle. You save over $19 a bottle at Chemist Warehouse.
Arbor Vitae.
Stay warm this winter with Mac Trade Services. Take advantage of huge SA government rebates on reverse cycle air conditioners. If you are a concession card holder, you can get a reverse cycle Actron air conditioner from only $599, supplied and installed. That's nearly a 70% discount off the normal price. Get in quick while stocks last. Visit the Mac Trade Services office in Rose Park or call 1300 430 917.
Hi, it's Jane Riley. Fashion is a passion for me, but keeping up with trends that last 5 minutes is exhausting. If you prefer classic styles that never go out of date, go where I go, Sydney Street. For 35 years, this iconic SA fashion store has helped mums and daughters find their timeless style, and with over 60 quality brands on their racks, finding your fit is effortless. See the new stock at Sydney Street on Unley Road. Shop online at sydneystreet.com.au.
It's our first Christmas in July at Wayville Hyundai, and we're inviting you to join us by popping a gift under our Christmas tree for Kickstart for Kids. Together, we can help. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app.
On DAB Digital Radio
And on 1395 AM.
This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
5AA Breakfast.
9 minutes after 7, good morning to you. Joining us for the very first time, broadcasting live today from the Vidus Garden Center, which now has a number of people filtering through. They've come in early to say hi, pick up some plants and look at the great wares. We are at a wonderful setup. I'll tell you what, Milton makes a mean coffee.
Yeah,
he's got some scented candles sitting here. We've got the gingerbread.
That's the scent.
That's the gingerbread scent.
The gingerbread scented candle. I'll tell you what.
We've got the Kentian palm here.
Well done, Will.
Hey?
Kentia.
I don't even know.
Not Kentian. It's not from Kent.
I overheard you earlier. It's not from Kent.
No,
I thought it had something to do with the cricket club there.
How good is it being in Gawler as well? I just popped my head out the front. The sun is slowly making its way through the clouds here. It's still very cold, very foggy, but absolutely beautiful. Looking out the front of the store here, the Gawler racetrack over the road, it's just a thing of beauty, that thing. And there's Go out during the next break, mate, and have a look, because there's a couple of horses out there doing some track work.
Beautiful.
And they were just sort of walking out through the fog. Lovely part of the world.
It was pitch black when I didn't even see that when I came in.
Yeah,
so
I know, it was.
We'll have a look out very shortly. Let's jump into the news that's developing overnight, and indeed in the last 5 minutes, because the AFL has confirmed the rumour that this artist will be headlining the grand final entertainment. Katy Perry, as had been rumoured over the course of the last week. She's in the middle of a big relaunch at the moment. It's kind of going so-so based on the single and the album that she's got coming out, but still, huge international star. According to the AFL's official information, 115 billion streams and 143 million records sold globally. You just heard Firework there, but Raw, Teenage Dream, Dark Horse, all
Hot and Cold.
All absolute hits. Let's get an instant reaction from our listeners. Katy Perry, AFL Grand Final pre-game entertainment. Love it or loathe it? 8223 Love it or loathe it? You can text us on the Duttons text line as well, 044808 1395.
You think about those songs you just rattled off, they'll all work well in that kind of setting.
Yeah, they're all stadium
that
sort
can
of.
do 5, bangers in a row. I saw her about 6-7 years ago at the Entertainment Centre with the late great Bob Ford. We had an excellent night. Beautiful bloke, Bob, but she was terrific live, Katie.
All right, we'll get that instant feedback in a moment and compile it. Lucy back in the studio. Love it or loathe it? Katy Perry headlining the AFL Grand Final officially now. The AFL just put out that advice in the last couple of minutes. Also overnight in the world of sport, let's do a couple of sports stories to lead off today. This is a good news one. Jess Fox and Eddie Ockenden will be our Olympic flag bearers. No higher honour. There have been only 25 Australians who have carried the Summer Olympic flag. They've some of the biggest in their fields. People from Raylene Boyle to Andrew Gaze, Anna Mears, of course, who decided this time who was going to be waving the flag, has been a flag bearer in her time.
From memory, Gillian Rolton did it once?
Gillian Rolton. I think. Jess Fox is really intriguing. She was born in France, so she's going to wave the flag for her. She moved to Australia when she was very young, but she's going to be waving the flag for Australia back in France. She's, of course, the whitewater expert who's won gold at the last Olympics, famously, as Tom Wren told us earlier, commentated by her father.
Yeah.
One of the most unique moments in Australian sport. And Eddie Ockenden, who is one of the great hockey players in recent times. His 5th Olympic Games, the Tasmanian, been in professional since 2008. Joins Rick Charlesworth back in '88 as the only Australian hockey player to carry the flag in an Olympic opening ceremony. No, we wouldn't have any concerns about Jess Fox or Eddie Ockenden, would we?
No, not at all. Good on them.
Have a listen.
It feels very special. I know it's very special. It's a huge honour, and I'm so proud to do it for Australia and represent the athletes.
And I think it's just the biggest honour and privilege to be able to do this, and one of the greatest moments of my career for sure.
The reason I ask you, you don't have any concerns about these two, and I think their records speak for themselves. Both been remarkable servants to their sport. Rowie's raised some qualms about what the US have done, because one of their flag bearers is LeBron James. Have a listen to Rowie.
LeBron James is USA's flag bearer, and he's not an Olympian. He is a billionaire NBA basketballer.
He is an Olympian.
Well, here's what I think an Olympian is. It's a swimmer, in athletics, rowing, it's shooting, it's sailing, it's gymnastics. It's the amateur pure sports. Some of these little antsy-dancy ones they're putting in now, basketball's not. It's a kick in the guts for the pure Olympic sport people. I'll tell you who should be carrying that Olympic flag is Caleb Dressel.
Well, the swimmer.
Yeah, 7 Olympic golds. It's his 3rd Olympics. He's never carried the flag. He is an absolute Olympic legend.
I wonder what Rowie would then say about Eddie Ockenden. He's a professional hockey player. Does that mean he shouldn't be able to do it, or is hockey just sort of off the radar enough that you can get away with it?
What's the deal, though? How is it that with the soccer teams, there's an age restriction, which means that you have to have sort of younger up-and-coming players representing the nations, but with basketball you can just get any sort of big name from the NBA?
I think, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that's a FIFA thing. I don't think FIFA wants anything to compete with the World Cup.
Or the Euros or the Copa America.
That's right. So they say that this is a junior thing.
Yeah, right.
Whereas interestingly in basketball, FIVEAA have been trying to wrestle back a bit of control, because the Americans, like LeBron doesn't play the World Cup of basketball, but he plays the Olympics. They all see the Olympics as the big as the biggest event. So
because you never hear anyone talk about the basketball
the World Cup. I mean, the Americans are starting to take it more seriously, and other countries certainly take it seriously. But in the basketball world, the Olympics is still the pinnacle.
Yeah, right. Whereas the World Cup, I mean, the World Cup competes. I personally, I think the World Cup's more exciting than the Olympics. The Soccer World Cup.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was deliberate by FIFA. That's my understanding of the origins of it. But no such debate about the Australian athletes. The other news, just wanted to draw some attention to this, was our lead story on 7 last night. I'd never heard of a nitazine. You ever heard of a nitazine?
Got no idea what it is.
A drug that's killed 7 people in Adelaide since January 2022.
You're kidding?
Yeah, it's this,
what, an illicit drug?
Yeah, this is unbelievable, this stuff. Now, the reason it's a news story today is because there was a raid last week, and we learnt more about it late yesterday, a Brompton home. 198 grams of nitazines were seized. That doesn't sound like a lot. There was other pills as well, Xanax, Valium, diazepam, a lot of these other sort of things that get traded around the place. A 47-year-old and 45-year-old, both of Brompton, were charged with 3 counts of drug trafficking. But SAPOL are particularly concerned about the nitazines because they are, according to the reporting, 100 to 2,000 times more potent than morphine.
You're kidding?
More
than morphine?
More than morphine.
Which is used to knock people out in war zones.
Well, have a listen to this. One of the nitazines was 25 times more potent than fentanyl. There's been 10 emergency department presentations between July last year and January this year, and as I say, 7 fatal overdoses since January 2022. So they've put out some urgent advice saying, don't buy this stuff. Here's Dr. Victoria Cock from SA Health.
Opioids are very well known for being dependence-forming substances, but I think what we're talking about here is an opioid that is so potent that I don't think people are going to get the opportunity to use it multiple times. It causes respiratory depression, so people essentially stop breathing. So people will turn blue, so stop breathing and loss of consciousness, and that is what leads to the death.
Part of the scary thing is that sometimes they found it laced with other substances, or people thought they were buying another illicit drug, and it was this stuff. It was a nitazine that they were actually buying, because it's not. The ACCC aren't reviewing your drug labelling, right? So sometimes you might think you're getting one thing and you're getting something entirely different. Here's Superintendent Shane Addison from SAPOL.
Our seizures at this stage have predominantly been in Adelaide metropolitan area, but clearly I think the way they're being distributed, they could be located anywhere, and we have seen them broadly across all of Australasia.
We're getting a whole stack of people with feedback on the Katy Perry decision from the AFL. It's been made official this morning. Katy Perry will be headlining the AFL Grand Final entertainment. I think we've got a call back there in Hindmarsh Square. I can't see the name though. Good morning to you.
Barry.
Good morning, boys. Well, Katie's not in my age group, but she's had many very good songs and enjoy her music very much. Yeah, I like the music.
Yeah, most of the feedback we're getting on the text line says she's a good choice. A few people though saying that her latest album's not that crash hot, and that she's lost her way a bit, and some people questioning whether the large amount of money she will undoubtedly receive would be better off invested in grassroots football. But I don't know, you can sort of do both things at the same time. You know, the pinnacle sporting contest of the year deserves a bit of razzmatazz, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the AFL would argue that the impression you get about the sport when you get a huge international star is worth a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that's worth a lot. The question about, I think there's a really interesting thing that not many people are talking about in the AFL at the moment about junior development. Because I think we've got a tale of two cities sort of scenario playing out here. I think everyone in South Australia says the AFL's not investing enough in junior development. Oh, yes they are. Just not in South Australia.
Yeah, totally.
You have a look at the academy setups they've got in the western parts of New South Wales or Queensland. The amount of money being pumped in, the amount of kids coming through, the amount of full-time coaches working in the academies that these places have would blow your mind. Whereas here in South Australia, left to some poor old junior development coach at a Sandful club with very little support, there's just not the money here. Yeah, they're pumping lots of money in development, just not in South Australia, which is why we're seeing it at the draft in recent years, and we're going to continue to see it, unfortunately, where we're just not going to be, we're not producing that many footballers.
Hey, Mark on the Duttons text line has had a tongue-in-cheek swipe at Rowie. He says, can someone please, in relation to Rowie's spray about LeBron James being the flag bearer for the Yanks, Mark says, can someone please tell Rowie that Paddy Mills was Australia's flag bearer?
That's a great point, Mark.
And that he is not a swimmer.
Yeah, he's not a swimmer, and I mean, he's not poor Paddy Mills either.
No, he's not exactly sort of, working from paycheck to paycheck, is he?
He's officially earned $82 million over the course of his professional career, Paddy Mills.
Good luck to him, though.
Well, he's a legend. Would anyone begrudge Paddy Mills and the memories he's provided people in this country?
He's a big Crows guy too.
And he's a big Crows guy. Yeah. He's perfect, Paddy. We love him.
Sam Daddo's shaking his head. He was agreeing with us up until that point.
All right, just finally, in our instant poll, because we're getting so many texts, how would you
you got Kyle Chalmers. He's Port's man.
That's
in the
true.
pool.
That's true.
What were you saying, Will?
Brett played for both Port and the Crows.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Now, how would you characterise the feedback we've got on Katy Perry? What percentage? Just give it a rough. There's heaps of texts.
70-30.
70-30. Happy?
Happy. That's 70-30.
Okay, 70-30 happy.
Yeah.
All right, let's check traffic. The new McSmart meal from Macca's, 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drinks, $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Thanks. We've got a few small bingles to look out for this morning. One at Parafield Gardens, Salisbury Highway near Catalina Avenue. Another praying at Newton, Playford Road near Newton Road. And got some urgent gasworks at Keswick at the moment, which is on Anzac Highway near Everard Avenue, but no great delays there. We'll find early morning cameras, High Street, Ballunga, and Main South Road at Old Noarlunga. Get everything you need for your next road trip adventure and snap up a deal at the Let's Go Caravan Camping and Off-Road Sale on now until Sunday at the Adelaide Showground. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Matthew Pantelis.
Some money to help with the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan in Port Augusta. Nat Cook is Human Services Minister and joins me now. Kids are out because it's safer being out in many cases than it is at home.
You're totally right.
Matthew Pantelis.
If it's not safe to be at
You're
home,
totally
you're out.
right, Matt.
And
that's not good enough, is it?
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
City Discount Tires. Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tires, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires. The Posture Care Chair Company has moved to a new home at 107 Sturt Street between King William Street and Whitmore Square. Discover our tailor-made chairs crafted right here in Adelaide with our patented zero-gravity design. And say goodbye to all comfort complaints. Celebrate our grand opening with us and save up to $1,000 on your brand new tailor-made recliner chair. Plus, complimentary express build, plus free delivery. Come on in and visit our new place. The Posture Care Chair Company. T's and C's apply.
Have you ever tried to go four-wheel driving in a hatchback? Maybe you decided to clean the gutters without a ladder, or perhaps you and your partner chose to put some flat-pack furniture together without following the instructions.
No, it's never a smart idea, but now you can make it McSmart with the new McSmart meal from Macca's.
Your choice of 2 cheeseburgers or 2 chicken and cheeseburgers, or one of each with the small fries and small soft drink for just $6.95.
How good's that? Available 10:30am to midnight at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery.
It's our first Christmas in July at Wayville Hyundai, and we're inviting you to join us by popping a gift under our Christmas tree for Kickstart for Kids. Together, we can help. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Eliminate the middleman with JB Caravans. JB Caravans are a factory direct caravan dealership, and they're having their grand opening sale on now till Sunday. Check out full off-road hybrids from $79,990 and Aussie-made touring vans from $74,990, as well as incredible deals on off-road vans, Iveco motorhomes and cash and carry gear. Don't miss JB Caravans grand opening sale on now and Sunday, 11 to 37 Port Wakefield Road, Jeps Cross, or visit jbcaravans.com.au.
Know the news with Adelaide's 7 News. Don't miss Adelaide's leading news hour tonight at 6 o'clock.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 7, David's fingers are turning blue, which means it's probably Nuggies time. They're officially back. Nuggies, the delectable, cosy winter boots, designed to look like Macca's iconic chicken McNuggets. We need you to give something the boot. We've got 2 pairs to give away. We're going to do it in the next 5 minutes. 8223 0000. Give Luce a call and Paddy back at Hindmarsh Square and let us know what you'd give the boot to, and we'll give you some Nuggies.
We're joined here now by the excellent Milton Vidoulis. We are here today, obviously, broadcasting with just 4 days to go in the history of this absolutely iconic Gawler institution, Vidoulis. It started in 1960, you were saying before.
Yes,
Milton.
1960. Morning, guys.
Yeah,
welcome.
Thanks for having us. I said at the start of the show, though, mate, it's a bit of a bittersweet day because we wish we were here celebrating your sort of coming plans for the next 10 years, but only 4 days to go.
Yes, it is very sad. I had some magnificent plans. I had some designs of this state-of-the-art garden centre that would have brought the industry into the 22nd century, but it's very difficult to get anything done these days, and as you said earlier, planning is one of our biggest threats in any business, but certainly in our business. So it is a shame. I've had a good journey. The business 64 years. I've been here 47 of them. I certainly have loved it, but would have loved, both of my kids work here. It's the third generation. It would have been lovely for them to continue the legacy that my parents started.
Because that's the befuddling thing, as Will sort of said before. It's not like you're sort of stopping for commercial reasons. I mean, you look around, you've already got customers here this morning, you've got this amazing range of stock, all the beautiful plants, but also the homewares, and whoever picks it out has got a great eye because it's all beautiful stuff that would look great in any home. But do you sort of feel that, because I mentioned before, we've seen Lascocks over the years. There were 2 Lascocks outlets because my mum worked at one, then she worked at Skinner's. A lot of the independent nurseries have gone. Is it becoming a tougher environment as we see the sort of rising domination of foreign-owned places like Bunnings?
Yeah, it's a good question, and as I said, I've been here 47 years, and it's so much harder to run a business these days than it ever has been. You've got so much compliance that is weighing us down. A big business has departments to handle all of these. A small business, independent, it's mum and dad, you're working around the kitchen table, trying to do all of these compliance things, whether it's health and safety or just anything else. And look, all of these things are good. I'm not saying they're not, sure, but they overweigh us. The burden has got too far. And I think in the next 5 years there will hardly be any independent run businesses of any kind, let alone a garden centre. And garden centres are much harder because, as you can see, we need a large footprint to operate on because you can't double stack plants, they're all flat. So you need large areas, you need a good location, the costs, a land tax bill here is killing us.
Yeah, all of those things. And the sad thing is we'll end up losing, if we're not careful, we'll lose nurseries that have a distinct identity. You think about places like the Conservatory on Only Road with its cottagey garden sort of focus. You think about the Native Plant Nursery in Coromandel Valley. These are all great nurseries. Yep. This has been a great nursery too. So we, as I said, mate, we're here with a heavy heart and wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We will talk again a little bit later in the program, Milton, after 8:30. But what a sort of dystopian future to think. A business community full of ultra-compliant multinational companies.
Yeah.
That's what this. That's what the world's set up now to produce. Yeah. Well, they're not the world. Sorry, Australia.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give something the boot. I just thought of a couple of things whilst Milton was talking. Actually, we've got some Nuggies to give away. Brian and Blair Athol, what are you giving the boot to?
Will's hatred to the pandas.
Good luck,
Justice
Brian.
for the pandas, eh, Brian?
Good luck. You know what, Brian? I'll tell you this much because I'm not a total monster. Do you know what Rosie's some of her favourite animals are? They're pandas. She loves them.
Oh, that's just
she
karma, isn't it?
She likes the Kung Fu Panda movie, and there's this Amazon TV program. So every time she walks past a TV and she senses someone's changing the channel, so she knows there's an end, she'll go, panda, 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 and she'll look up at you, panda, panda, and I think, yeah, that's karma. Well done. Brenton, good morning.
Good morning, Will and David. How you doing?
Good, thanks, mate.
Good. I'd love to sink the boot into people that are on their mobile phones at traffic lights and don't realise it's gone green. So I have to sit on the horn and get on the move and off their phones.
Well, those cameras might put an end to that with a bit of luck. You only need to get done, what is it, $800 or something?
Yeah, it's a stack of money.
It's the cost of a phone.
Most fines kind of annoy me, but not that one.
Yeah.
It's the most annoying thing on the road.
Well, that one's going to catch a lot of people out, I reckon, once they start coming into full operation. All right, we are going to take a quick break. 5AA News is coming up very shortly. Matt Abraham's going to join us.
And then...
Oh, yeah.
What plant am I? If you're on the live stream, the plants have already been selected. I've given Will a full hour's head start.
What are these?
You're not allowed to take photos of them and punch them into the internet.
Isn't there that app you can do?
Yeah.
I'm going to download that.
No. If you do that, you're disqualified. I've even put one of the easiest plants in the world in there. I think if you don't get 1 out of 5, mate, it's going to be seriously embarrassing. One of those is an absolute Monty.
Can you give me a hint?
Right in the middle.
All right, we're going to... This is going to be a masterclass in game show design, and I'll tell you why after 7:30.
It's 3-year-old children that can tell you what that plant is.
5AA News in a moment. Matt Abraham, and then the worst game show you're ever going to hear in your life.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two easing, heading for 16 with the 7:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Australia's Olympic flag bearer Jess Fox says being selected for the position is one of the greatest moments of her career. Fox, whose mother is a French Olympian, will carry the flag with hockey captain Eddie Ockenden. Chef de mission Anna Mears announced the flag bearers, and Fox says it is surreal given she met Mears as a 10-year-old dreaming of going to the Olympics.
I've known Anna for many years, and I met her first when I was 10 and got to see her coming off the plane, see her gold medal, felt so inspired by who she was as an athlete, but then getting to know her as a person has made this so incredibly special and quite emotional. And when she told me, there was quite a few... there was a lot of emotion.
Katy Perry has been confirmed as the headline act for this year's AFL Grand Final. Perry has sold more than 143 million records globally, with chart-topping hits including Roar and Firework.
100,000 passionate fans roaring at the mighty MCG. I can't wait to hear that.
The AFL will confirm additional performers in the coming weeks. Volunteer firefighters are facing burnout as they fill the role of police and paramedics in regional areas. That's the view of a veteran Port Lincoln volunteer firefighter giving evidence to a parliamentary committee. Group Officer Kim Eagle says pressure on the volunteers is rising to act as fill-in paramedics, SES officers and police. He says South Australia could be left with inadequate bushfire protection if volunteers burn out and leave the CFS. A 35-year-old man's been arrested and police are hunting 2 others following a robbery at a Salisbury Heights bottle shop. Police were called to a hotel on Main North Road just after 1:30 after reports 3 men had broken into the bottle shop and were stealing alcohol. When staff tried to stop them leaving, one man allegedly pulled out a knife. Senior Constable Kate Dawson says the trio ran off towards Carisbrook Reserve.
Police were quickly on scene, setting up cordons and calling in PD Chaos to assist. Patrols located one of the men on Collingbourne Drive, where he was arrested, and then clever PD Chaos located the knife that was allegedly used and the alcohol discarded in the reserve. So police continued to search the area for the other 2 men, but they haven't been located at this time.
We're being asked to show our support for Australian farmers by wearing a flannelette shirt. Every 10 days, a farmer dies by suicide, a rate 59% higher than that of non-farmers. Organiser and Farm Angels Chief Executive Jason Law says collectively we can make a big difference.
Ultimately, we'd love to see 1 million Aussies donning a flannel from July through to actual flannel day on the 23rd of August. They can wear one any day, you can wear one every day if you want to.
If you or anyone you know needs help, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. The property market continues to soar. Adelaide house prices have grown for the 6th consecutive quarter, according to Domain. The median jumped another $24,000 or 2.6% to hit a record high of just under $930,000. And units have passed the $500,000 mark for the first time. And now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And with Olympic news, here's Tom Wren.
Yeah, we're going to start there, Graham. Australia's enjoyed an undefeated start at the Olympics, with our men's rugby 7 side booking its place in the quarterfinals. The campaign began with a 21-14 point win over Samoa, and they then sealed their place in the final 8 with a 21-7 win over Kenya, wrapped up with a try for Connor Toole.
He's got the pace as the number 3 for Australia. He's got right round the outside. Corey Toole. It's been a while since we've seen him do this in sevens, but he is back with a bang. He's to burn.
Audio there thanks to 9. Fiji, Argentina, Ireland and New Zealand also won their matches. South Africa will bow out in the group stage. In men's football, Spain beat Uzbekistan 2-1, Morocco stunned Argentina 2-1, New Zealand beat Papua New Guinea 2-1, while host nation France defeated the US 3-0. Let's go to football. Hawthorn midfielder Will Day says his side is thriving with its contested brand of football. The Hawks have won 10 of their last 13 matches, and Day has told Rowie and Treaders they're hopeful they can keep that form going against Adelaide on Sunday.
We really pride ourselves on getting after the opposition, and we really want to just put as much pressure on the other team as possible, and we know when it's a high-pressure game, we thrive. So, yeah, we really want that in games.
They're playing great football, there's no doubt. The Crows will be without defenders Jordan Butts and Nick Murray, while Jordan Dawson will also miss due to the concussion protocols. And Port Adelaide's players will head to Melbourne later today ahead of their blockbuster clash against Carlton tomorrow night. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sandfall's Powerhouse Club's Glenelga Norwood clash at 2:10 this Saturday at Stratorama Stadium. Sandfall, nothing beats it.
Morning there, a couple of bingos to look out for, but no great dramas, which is good. You find one smash at Parafield Gardens, Salisbury Home at Catalina Avenue, and they're cleaning up another praying at the moment at Newton, Playford Road near Newton Road. Urgent Gasworks this morning at Keswick, Anzac Highway at Everard Avenue. It's as you're heading to the city, but there's no great delays there. But you will find a camera to look out for, High Streets at Wollonga. New to IGA's baby range, Baby Boo Nappy Pants, 21 to 23 pack varieties, $9.50. IGA, where the little locals matter. Prices are RRP at participating stores only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
16 with a shower or two easing today. Tomorrow showers developing 17. Saturday a shower or two at chilly 13. And Sunday partly cloudy 14. Currently it's 10. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Join the great cover-up and get a Woolco Guardian pool cover. Made right here in SA, a Woolco Guardian pool cover will preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump. Put your pool to bed for winter. Visit woolco.com.au.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Unfold your story with Galaxy AI on the new Samsung Galaxy Z series. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 have big battery power for creating and playing. They both feature a slim dynamic screen that flips up or folds out. It has a new hinge, screen, powerful camera and Galaxy AI to drive on-the-fly language translation or edit photos. Pre-order the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Fold 6 before the 31st of July and receive a $400 Harvey Norman gift card and 1 year of Samsung Care Plus valued at $229 via redemption. Prices start from $1,799 for the Samsung Flip and $2,749 for the Fold at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
What's got Mike singing? Mike just got an energy-efficient heat pump installed by EcoVantage. Not only is it using nearly 80% less energy than his old hot water system and saving hundreds off his power bills, he got it for free. Thanks to federal and SA government incentives, you can get your own energy-efficient heat pump from just $0. Pump your energy bills down with EcoVantage. Visit ecovantage.com.au.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we've launched out of the starting blocks and we're flying down the track with our huge demo clearance. All demos are going to race out the door, like Demo T-Rocks from only $35,990 drive away. We're first for easy on-site finance options and top of the podium for convenient next-day servicing with complimentary loan vehicles. Get in first for Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's huge demo clearance. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city. Rego S22 3CYX.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Live from the Vidus Garden Center, it's 21 minutes to 8.
Out of 10, every time.
Matthew Abraham on 5AA Breakfast.
Back in IMO Square, Matt Abraham joins us. Morning to you, Matt.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, David.
How do you reckon David Spears is going, Matt?
Well, he's apparently got a new theme song. If I could walk 5,000 miles and I could walk 5,000 more, because he seems to want to be back in Scotland a lot this time, because he was away. Our listeners will recall for Budget Week, because he went to a cousin's wedding in Scotland, and now he reportedly has wanted to go back to Scotland for the other cousin or another cousin's wedding. Must be that time of the year in Scotland. And this comes, I mean, look, if we can just backtrack a little bit, and this may shock you, but when it comes to politicians taking leave, I actually like to cut them a bit of slack because they're human beings and they got families, and it's a very intrusive job. No one forces them to do it. You know, they climb over dead bodies to get elected and get pre-selected and all that sort of stuff. So I reckon they deserve some privacy. They deserve a break, unless there's, huge bushfire, a la Scott Morrison. I don't hold a hose, mate. That sort of thing. Obviously there are exceptions there. Katrine Hildyard, who's the Sports Minister and Child Protection Minister, and we know that's crazy. The opposition's been honing in on her because she's on leave. She was going to take 3 weeks off at a time of crisis in childcare. Well, when wouldn't there be a time of crisis in childcare in South Australia or in any state in Australia? When would be a good time for Katrine Hildyard to take leave? And the answer to that is none, really.
Never. And,
you would hope that there are other ministers who could step in, and you would hope the department is being competently enough run to, do without them. And matter of fact, maybe even run better without the minister there. A lot of departments do. But the opposition, they see an attack line here. So where's Katrine Hildyard? Is she prancing around Paris? They said she was. Apparently she's not. That's okay. That's their line of attack. That's legitimate. I think it's a bit lame, but there you go. But then you have your leader coming out and his staff trying to juggle his diary so that he can be at this cousin's wedding, and maybe risk missing the resumption of sitting in Parliament. We can't have both. You can't be running an attack line against a minister for taking some legitimate annual leave when your leader missed the start of budget week, budget sitting, wasn't here for the budget, and then wants to go away again and maybe miss the opening of Parliament. I mean, you can't have it both. And it raises legitimate questions about how badly he wants the job.
Speaking from Glasgow, a clearly angry David Spears demanded Katrine Hildyard take her job more seriously. But your point is 100% right, mate. The issue here is not that he's gone on holiday, it's the timing of the not one but two planned holidays, where the first one coincided with a budget that was very attackable for the Libs. They had the absolute, given that Stephen Mulligan plunged the state much more deeply into debt to pay for infrastructure on the Never Never, it was a huge political opportunity for David Spears, and he wasn't even in the country. And now he's going to miss the first sitting week of the spring session. Now, if you're that good mates with your cousin, tell him in advance, find a different date for the wedding.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, there are 365 days in a year, even in Scotland. Like, you reckon if he was that crucial a component, and I'm sure everyone will want David Spears at their wedding. Actually, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, you would schedule it for maybe a week earlier when maybe no one would have noticed. Or maybe the two cousins could have got married together separately, if you know what I mean. And it's sort of... It is bizarre. And then you've got David Spears toughing it out and saying, well, if anyone wants my job, they can come take it, which is like Clint Eastwood was able to get away with, do you feel lucky, punk moment. But I'm not sure David Spears carries quite the same clout as Dirty Harry.
Or is he given a degree of confidence? Because maybe, whereas we speculate about how much he wants the job, maybe he knows no one else wants the job in the party either.
I think it's pretty clear people do. Vincent Tarzia wants the job. Ashton Hearn, who's on maternity leave, wants the job. I mean, they've never said as such. But even Josh Teague wants a job. And, you know, because they were asked yesterday, they were pressed on it. They're not ruling, they weren't backing him in. They weren't backing their leader in at all. No. And that's never a good sign. So when the leader issues a roll gold invitation, come and get me, well, maybe he shouldn't be too surprised if one of them does. I mean, we are talking about
the other problem.
Go on.
Sorry, Matt.
No, I'm just saying we are talking about the South Australian Liberal Party, which has, you know, a excellent track record in self-harm.
Yeah. Isn't the other problem too with this that the only people who know about David Speer's travel arrangements are people within the Liberal Party? It's not like he has to ring Malley and say, "Hi, Premier, just so you know, I'm taking another week's leave to go to another wedding." The only people who know about this are Libs. So the fact that it keeps finding its way into the public domain speaks to a absence of authority and respect for David Speers.
And it speaks to white anting of David Speers, more importantly, because these things don't just sort of stumble out accidentally. And, you know, when you look at that white anting, you only need to go back to the Marshall government and the travel allowance scandal that dogged them, and you know, still trickling its way through the courts with a couple of MPs, Fraser Ellis et al. Again, that stuff came out from within Liberal ranks. I mean, they knew which MPs were away, where they were, when they weren't in town. Well, from my reading of it, that was never a Labor initiative or a leak from Labor. That came from deep within the Liberal Party, and the Liberals who suffered from that, they know that. You know, they know that they were undermined, probably by the moderates in the Liberal Party, with that leak that really just about trashed the closing year of the Marshall government.
Mm. Yeah.
So I don't know I don't know where they go with David Speers. You know, you might be. You know, you're probably right. No one wants a job yet, but I wouldn't be so sure. I wouldn't be so sure that they won't move on him, or he might just get sick of it.
I think you're right about Josh Teague, and you're right about Vincent Tarzia. I think that they would both accept the leadership this afternoon should the opportunity arise. I don't think Ashton Hearn is at that point. You know, she's got an 11-week-old son at home, little baby Rupert. And I think she, as a political newbie, would not want to sort of, you know, blow her political capital so early in the piece. I think she would regard it as the poison chalice right now. So I think she'd be moving heaven and earth to avoid it.
You know, the longer, I was just thinking about this, the longer it goes without any sort of challenge too, whilst there's a consensus, but, you know, there's a question mark about how much David Speers wants to be in the job and wants it. What does it say then about what your colleagues think of you as a Josh Teague or Vincent Tarzia if they go, well, you know what, if you can't drum up the numbers in this environment, people are telling you effectively that they'd rather an uninterested David Speers than you. Even the absence of activity creates problems. So it's a problematic scenario for the party.
You know, the bad thing for the state and the bad thing for the people of the state, workers, businesses, is you only get really good government when you've got good opposition. And, you know, we're sitting here this morning at a business that's been here since 1960, and it's gone under through local government nonsense and disinterest from the local member, all sorts of concerns that should really be being championed by somebody. And I haven't heard anything from anyone in the opposition about what's going on at the Vidus Garden Center. It just speaks to a sort of slothful indifference to actually doing their jobs properly. And to your point about the travel allowance and the ignoble history of internecine Liberal Party crap in this state, they're too busy divvying up the spoils of defeat to occupy themselves with anything so important as keeping the government on its toes.
We should get to the spin of the week.
9 to 10 out of 10 every time.
Well, Kamala Harris is now the Democratic contender for to square up against Trump, and it's taking off. She's electrifying particularly the youth base in America, where it's very important. They don't have compulsory voting, so it's very important to get people out to vote. Incredibly so. Money is flowing into a campaign, and I've had to confront the reality of TikTok as a political tool. And it's been quite a painful experience because it's dawning on me that this is how probably millions of people in the world's greatest democracy are going to make their decisions. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but there are two things that stand out for memes for Kamala Harris. One is her coconut tree remark, and the other is the fact that she's a big fan of Venn diagrams, those overlapping circles that I fell asleep over in maths. And I thought, what's this? So there's all these memes going around about coconut tree. I'll bring you one of them in a moment. But just to everyone thought, how could she say that people came down from coconut trees? What a stupid thing to say. Let's put these remarks in context. This is not the TikTok context. This is a real world context. These remarks were made in 2023 at the White House while she was swearing in the President's Advisory Commission on advancing educational equity, excellence and economic opportunity for Hispanics. And she wanted to put the situation of children particularly and future leaders in some sort of context. And this is where the coconut tree line came in. Have a listen to this.
Because none of us just live in a silo. Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Now, I reckon that's fantastic. That sends shivers down my spine listening to that sort of stuff. I love it. But this is how that sort of nuanced message is being marketed gleefully on TikTok.
Just think, while you've been getting down and out about the context, the dirty coconut world, you could have been getting down to this coconut tree.
My ex-man got his new girlfriend. She's like,
I love Venn diagrams.
I'm just gonna shake it to the fella over there with the
coconut tree.
Won't you come on up, baby?
There you are. Now, I give up.
Vision for government there.
I officially surrender.
Wow.
Well, I'm giving TikTok a hefty 11 out of 10.
It might be the greatest spin ever. If you've turned that speech into a viral sensation, TikTok's one spin.
I don't understand any of this either, Matt, but my 21-year-old daughter, Soph, said to me last night, Dad, have you seen Kamala Harris's TikToks? And I said, I haven't seen anyone's TikToks. And she said, she is winning TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Battleground.
Working with somebody.
They don't have battleground states, it's battleground social media sites.
Yeah.
And she's also described as a brat, which is apparently a huge compliment. Brat. That's something I'll look up on TikTok as well.
Good stuff. Good on you, Matt.
Claim it on tax.
Matt Abraham, 5AA's resident brat. The new Smart Meal from Macca's. Let's check traffic. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drinks. $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Thanks. Well, roads aren't looking too bad for the run-in today, which is good. You have gasworks to keep in mind at Keswick, Anzac Highway and Everard Avenue, but not causing too many delays. Usual works at Teak Tree Gully, North East Road near Perseverance Road, slow at O'Halloran Hill for those works on the Southern Expressway near Majors Road. And the ever-pesky cameras are out early. You'll find on McGill Road, McGill and Port Road, Adeldinga. Harris Scarf has massive deals for their friends. Save 40% off full-price quilts, pillows and mattress toppers. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Have you seen the stunning new sign at NRG Solar's relocated office in St Mary's? It's not just a sign, it's a beacon of sustainability. As leaders in solar solutions, NRG Solar's commitment to innovation shines bright. Their new warehouse is fully stocked with a stunning range of wholesale solar and battery equipment. See it for yourself, 1275 South Road St Mary's, or visit nrgsolar.com.au for a sustainable future. That's nrgsolar.com.au.
Ignition for Men. Adelaide's home of luxury menswear offer an impeccable range of suits by leading Italian brands, including tailor-made suits using the finest Italian fabrics from Zegna, Canali, Zignoni, Holland and Sherry, along with many more. special occasions or business. Stand out in a tailor-made suit by Ignition for Men. Call into Ignition for Men at 54 Paynham Road, Stepney, or visit ignitionformen.com.au.
Did you know that in 5 years, your dishwasher will complete around 1,300 cycles? In 5 years, you'll drink around 1,825 cups of coffee. That's assuming just one a day. And if you're a toast for brekkie kind of person, 5 years will mean around 3,650 pieces of toast.
Our great friends at the Adelaide Appliance Gallery know the value of 5 years, which is why they're offering a 5-year warranty on selected SMEG appliances. So if you're looking for a sign to upgrade your appliances, this is it.
Get in quick though, because this offer is only available to the 31st of July. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, head to promotions.smeg.com.au or head into Adelaide Appliance Gallery, Paynham Road, St Peters.
Eliminate the middleman with JB Caravans. JB Caravans are a factory direct caravan dealership and they're having their grand opening sale on now till Sunday. Check out full off-road hybrids from $79,990 and Aussie-made touring vans from $74,990, as well as incredible deals on off-road vans, Iveco motorhomes and cash and carry gear. Don't miss JB Caravans grand opening sale on now and Sunday, 11 to 37 Port Wakefield Road, Jeps Cross, or visit jbcaravans.com.au.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip, and now there's Barossa Mazda, Murray Street, Nuriupa. SA's newest Mazda dealership is now open. For 40 years, Steinborner has provided South Australians with outstanding customer service, exceptional value, and a large selection of new, used, and demo vehicles. The Steinborner story continues with the opening of their new, state-of-the-art Mazda dealership in Barossa Valley. Barossa Mazda. It's well worth the trip. barossamazda.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
One of the most iconic themes in game shows. Jeopardy at 4 minutes to 8.
We've ripped it off this morning.
Why is it playing, David?
It is playing, Will, because today here at the Vidus Garden Center we introduce a new segment inspired by the famous gardening author Sterling McAvoy, which we like to call What Plant Am I? Now, I said earlier in the show that Will's playing for the major prize today, which is that for the next fortnight I am prepared to be his personal slave, and in order to win, Will has to successfully name one of the following 5 plants.
Oh, so I thought these were just table decoration.
No. These plants, I deliberately put them up an hour ago to give you a chance to bone up. I should say that if any of our listeners can text in, and you've got to be on the Facebook Supermarkets live stream to take part, but Sam Daddo now is our cinematographer. He's moving around with the phone on a stick, videoing each of the 5 plants. I'm prepared to come round to your house and be your personal slave. I won't do anything weird.
Tempting. That's tempting.
I'm not going to rock up.
Because one of the jobs I get you to do would be the garden.
Yeah, the garden. Yes. So we're going to kick off.
Can I say 2 things about this entire concept? One is that I admire a great garden, David. I love the people's dedication and commitment to a garden. They are beautiful to look at. Walking around town, I think they're magnificent. I don't know what any of this is, which takes me to my second point. There's a reason game shows have the "What's your special subject" section as opposed to the "Let's ask you questions about things you know nothing about," because the game show would be really short. Now,
we'll start on the left. This is a plant that's often given as a gift.
Well, I actually thought you gave this one away, and it was called a Vidus Garden Center $15.99, but that's actually just the price.
That's right.
So
starts with the letter C. It's an indoor plant. It thrives in bathrooms.
No idea.
Cyclamen.
The cyclometer was actually one of the things they used to decode codes during the Second World War. That one looks like spring onion to me. What is it?
It's a border plant. It's good in bulk plantings along garden bed edges. It gets quite big. Comes in a giant and a standard form. I think that might be the giant. Some people, I don't know if this is true or not. Apparently, it's toxic to cats.
You know what the sad thing is? That's actually in our front garden. I don't know what it is. I bought it. I bought them.
It's a liriope.
There you go.
A liriope.
The liriope.
Now, you need to concede. I think you might know the middle one.
Well, the middle one.
But only because...
We had a merciful listener turn up and say it's a geranium.
I was holding this geranium up in front of Will. I said, mate, I've put this one in so you at least get one right. Anyway, I got no idea what it is.
I don't know what that is.
That's a geranium. Okay, I'll give you a clue. We want the common name here, but I'm going to kindly give you the scientific name for this one.
Right.
Anaxanthos. Named after an Australian marsupial.
Is that right?
Yeah. Great native plant.
What is it?
Come on, have a guess. Some marsupial-related title. Can you think of one?
I don't know. It's the hairy-nosed wombat.
It's a kangaroo paw. And finally...
Actually, we got a great kangaroo paw in our front yard as well. It's flowering.
Yeah, well, that one's not flowering.
That
I
one's
reckon
not
a flowering one you would have picked it.
Ours is flowering, which is remarkable because it's alive.
They're hard to kill.
This thing looks like it almost looks like a suffering rose.
No, it's had a bit of a prune, but it's going to bounce back to life. They always do. It starts with the letter B.
It's a blant.
It's not a blant, Will. I'll turn it around for you. It is a beautiful begonia, a mega pink begonia.
Oh, I was about to say that. That was going to be my next guess.
It was right on the tip of your tongue, wasn't it?
That was going to be my next one.
So there you go. None out of 5.
No slave work for you.
You've got to make your own coffee for the next fortnight. I wonder if any of our listeners
back to the drawing board.
Oh, Sally got 3 out of 5. Kaz in Brompton got 1. No one's got 5 though. But there you go. Dave from Melbourne said this should be called Really Hard Quiz. Well, good on you, Will. You had a crack anyway. Hairy-nosed wombat.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two easing today, heading for 16 with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning. I'm Graham Goodings.
Make RAA approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Australia's athletes say they are confident they'll be kept safe at the Paris Olympics despite a spate of incidents. 9 Radio's Clinton Maynard is there.
BMX rider Logan Martin's been in Belgium in the lead up to the Paris Games, but his van has been broken into, windows smashed and numerous items stolen in Brussels. He still has his bikes though. Chef de Mission Anamir says crime is a part of big cities, but Martin's preparations will be okay. New flag bearer Jess Fox says she does feel safe with the big police presence on the streets, and boxer Harry Garside has gone out of his way to thank the French for their hospitality.
A man's been arrested after he allegedly damaged a number of homes in Woodville North and then assaulted a police dog. Just before midnight, patrols were called to Sheridan and Far Streets after reports he was damaging windows. He then threw a pot plant at police and took on police dog Duke. Duke wasn't seriously hurt and managed to bring the man under control. The 46-year-old was taken to hospital for treatment as expected to face a raft of charges. Police dog Chaos helped catch a man after a bottle shop robbery at Salisbury Heights this morning. Senior Constable Kate Dawson says police were called to a hotel on Main North Road just after 1:30.
3 men had broken into the bottle shop and were stealing alcohol. So staff members confronted the group as they attempted to leave the store, where one of the men has allegedly produced a knife and threatened a staff member.
The men ran off towards Carisbrook Reserve. Chaos rounded up one and found a knife and alcohol discarded in the reserve. The other 2 men haven't been found. The boom times continue for Adelaide's property market. Mel Asher says Domain's latest quarterly report has both house and unit prices on major upward swings.
Adelaide house prices have grown for the 6th consecutive quarter. The median jumped another $24,000 or 2.6% to hit a record high of just under $930,000 for the June quarter, the returns surpassing all other capital cities except Brisbane and Perth. Unit prices have also skyrocketed according to Domain. The median has passed $500,000 for the first time, the price growing by $182 per day over the past year.
Employers are pushing for penalty rates to be abolished for part-time employees working extra hours. The Australian Industry Group will use the Fair Work Commission review of part-time employment to push for a new clause in the Fast Food and Retail Awards. People who work or volunteer with children are being encouraged to check their expiry date of their Working with Children check and submit their reapplication as soon as possible. Human Services Minister Nat Cook says that will ensure their screening remains up to date.
This year we're going to receive 150,000 additional checks for renewal. So we're asking people to continue to lodge their checks on time and early so that we can get ahead of the game and ensure that people have their screening kept continuous for the time of their working and volunteering.
At least 40% of residents living in aged care are malnourished. Researchers from Monash and Griffith Universities warn patients are going untreated due to insufficient processes. Regular screening is recommended to better detect those in need of treatment. And now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren with sport and Olympics in the news.
Yeah, and they're up and about, aren't they, Graham? We've already got action starting despite the fact we haven't had the opening ceremony in Australia. A good start as well with our men's rugby sevens team enjoying a faultless start overnight at the Stade de France in Paris. The Aussies beat Samoa 21-14 in their first game and then topped Kenya 21-7 in their second. Tonight's match against Argentina will decide who is on top of Group B. Meantime, newly appointed IOC member Ian Chesterman is rejecting claims the future of the Olympics is under a cloud in a similar manner to the Commonwealth Games. Victoria has, of course, pulled out of the 2026 Com Games, claiming they were too expensive. He says countries wouldn't be putting their hands up to host if there was no longer a benefit.
We've got a fantastically well-developed model with the Olympic Committee and the games that are happening. You know, we've really saw today 2 games announced for the winter movement, being the French Alps in 2030, Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034. We've got a great games here in Paris too. So I think the Olympic movement's very well placed.
It is selection night for the Crows and Port Adelaide ahead of their round 20 matches. The Power will have a captain's run at Alberton before heading to Melbourne. That's ahead of tomorrow night's blockbuster against Carlton, while the Crows will name a squad to take on Hawthorn for Sunday's match. Well, Australia has been awarded hosting rights for the next Rugby League World Cup to be played in 2026. The tournament will feature 10 men's teams and 8 women's. Meantime, the NRLW season begins tonight, with the Knights beginning their premiership defence against the Roosters. In some soccer, the Newcastle Jets have defeated Western United 4-1 to advance to the Australia Cup's round of 32. And PGA action returns in Minnesota tonight, with American Tony Finau, the favourite to win the event, with Cam Davis and Aaron Baddeley, the 2 Aussies, competing in the tournament. And that's the 5AA Sport.
And now checking 5AA traffic.
Sandford's Powerhouse Clubs Glenelga Norwood clash at 2:10 this Saturday at Stratorama Stadium. Sandford, nothing beats it.
Roads not looking too bad for the run in today. We're accident breakdown free. Should have a pretty good run. Do keep in mind urgent gasworks at the moment at Keswick. It's on Anzac Highway to Everard Avenue, but not causing too many delays. Bit slow at Teacher Gully for works, North East Road near Perseverance Road, and slow at Modbury North, McIntyre Road near Milne Road. Cameras Arthur Street, Tranmere and Greenhill Road at Burnside. Harris Scarf has massive deals for their friends. Save 60% off robot vacuums. Conditions apply. Don't miss out. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automasters technician.
A shower or 2 easing, heading for 16 today. Tomorrow, showers developing 17. Saturday, a shower or 2 and a chilly 13. Sunday, partly cloudy 14. Currently, it's 10. More news as it happens on 5AA.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
CMAX Clinical Research is seeking healthy participants to help trial a potential new treatment for primary biliary cholangitis. Your involvement could impact millions globally. You could be eligible for this trial. Call CMAX today if you're aged 18 to 65 and have no significant health concerns. You'll be paid for your time and contribution to help advance medical research. Want to know more about the study? Head on to cmax.com.au and look for the PBC study. That's cmax.com.au.
Vidus Garden Center.
It's Milton from Vidus Garden Center. This Sunday, Vidus Garden Center is closing its doors for the final time. All stock must be cleared at up to 50% off. Save on plants, pots, save on gifts, homewares and outdoor furniture. Vidus Garden Center is closing down this Sunday. Come in and grab a bargain while stocks last. Main North Road, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
The Posture Care Chair Company has moved to a new home at 107 Sturt Street between King William Street and Whitmore Square. Discover our tailor-made chairs crafted right here in Adelaide with our patented zero-gravity design. And say goodbye to all comfort complaints. Celebrate our grand opening with us and save up to $1,000 on your brand new tailor-made recliner chair. Plus, complimentary express build, plus free delivery. Come on in and visit our new place. The Posture Care Chair Company. T's and C's apply.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we've launched out of the starting blocks and we're flying down the track with our huge demo clearance. All demos are going to race out the door, like Demo T-Rocks from only $35,990 drive away. We're first for easy on-site finance options and top of the podium for convenient next-day servicing with complimentary loan vehicles. Get in first for Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's huge demo clearance. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city. Rego S22 3CYX.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
11 minutes after 8, Koshi up very, very shortly. Also, your opportunity to win a Care Alert Smart Dialer as we sound off for the Smart Dialer. Use your home care package through My Aged Care or NDIS for a Care Alert for free. Visit carealert.com.au. If there's something you'd like to get off your chest, do it on the air without being interrupted or cross-examined. These are your thoughts. It's your rant. 8223
Vent.
Get calling right now because we're going to sound off right after breaking at 8.
I had another breaking at 8, but I'm going to hold it for tomorrow because I want to talk a bit about the Gawler Council this morning. I've been taken aside today by no fewer than 5 people telling me all sorts of different things about the conduct and the lack of professionalism on the part of this council. There's some disturbing stuff happening out here. I've been told that after the show I should go and talk to a coffee shop in the main street that's about to shut down on account of some planning related dramas that it's been having with the council. I've been talking for months now with Milton about the dramas that he had with the council, where a tiny handful of local whingers complained about his redevelopment plans and found a very sympathetic ear from the council. Beyond that, we've also had contact from one listener, Peter, who's raised concerns about the Gawler East Link, which he cites as a great example of the Gawler Council planning department at its absolute best. There's clearly a lot of community concern here about the extent to which council is creating a negative environment for businesses here in this northern part of Adelaide, and you've also got to wonder whether the council really is focusing on the main game. There's a story that I hadn't actually been aware of until this morning when I was alerted to it by one of the residents here. Only last week, Gawler Mayor Karen Redman, she's been ordered to publicly apologise to a ratepayer later this month after she was found to have breached the council's behavioural standards 4 times. An investigation by a law firm, which cost the ratepayers about $12,000, found that Ms Redman failed to act in a respectful way or in a way that generates community trust and confidence in the council. She was also found to have failed to discharge her duties conscientiously and failed to show respect to others when making public comments on council matters. Now, the Gawler Council, they're not Robinson Crusoe when it comes to this sort of stuff. We've spoken, haven't we, Will, about, Burnside and the Adelaide City Council are often the worst offenders. But how is it that in an area that has suffered from historically higher than average unemployment, that businesses out here clearly feel like they're not getting the level of support they need from local government. And in the context of that other story that I just read out about ratepayers' funds being used to pay private law firms to solve silly sort of bickering type disputes or name-calling disputes involving councillors or the mayor towards ratepayers, there's clear evidence that the level of professionalism in local council is not adequate. And I just wonder how long the Malinowskis government is just going to sit back and sort of say, well, it's got nothing to do with us, because it's creating an environment where businesses are going to close. And, you know, Milton, this list I'm holding up here, that's a list of all of their current employees. There's about 160 names on that list of people who either work here now or have worked here before and are still on their books. You know, this is
160, and there was 8 complaints. Is the reason they're not going?
Yeah.
The business is closing down.
Someone on North Terrace needs to have a proper look at what is happening with this council here, because people have been grabbing me in the car park this morning saying you've got to do something about it. It doesn't get the attention that it deserves in the city-based media.
My fear is it's politically convenient for it to be all the councils stuffing it up for a state government.
Yeah, totally.
Let the councils be the ones that are stuffing up the business community.
Yeah, and well, it's almost like a handy foil, because
Completely.
It's nothing to do with us.
It is a complete foil.
Yeah.
Well, it feels oversimplistic and silly to say, but it should just be a guiding principle. And I think everyone who votes thinks like this. Government shouldn't be there to make life harder for business.
Yeah, and government should not be there where people go into, you know, run for local council thinking, I'll be the spear carrier for the 8 people who are complaining about the Vidulus development, as opposed to the 120,000 ratepayers, all who want to make a quid and see their kids end up getting a part-time job.
All right, 16 minutes after 8. I think we might have a sound off for the smart dialer.
Sound
on the line.
off, sound off.
Oh, excellent.
Sound off, sound off. Haters count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Use your home care package through My Aged Care or NDIS for a care alert for free. Visit carealert.com.au. Debbie's getting one for calling in with a sound off. Debbie, the airwaves are all yours.
Oh my God, we should have given it to David Penberthy if he wasn't an employee.
He wins one every day.
Yeah, I know. Look, okay, here's my thing. So we all hate the self-service checkouts at the supermarket. So the Coles supermarket at Marion, now they have these extra barriers. So if you serve yourself and then they'll have a 15-year-old kid standing behind you making sure you're not thieving because they won't man the checkout. Or if you even go through a checkout where someone scans all your stuff, now you can't actually get out of a store without going through another scanner that scans that you pay for everything. So now they're double calling us thieves by not only just standing behind us when we have to serve ourselves because they won't man anything, and now you can't leave the store again and you're scanned again and being called a thief. Maybe if they just employed more people and put them on the human checkout, they wouldn't have to treat everybody like thieves. It drives me insane to the point where I put my finger over that camera on the self-serve checkout so they can't record me. Drives me insane.
That is an excellent sound.
Debbie,
I could not agree with you more, Deb.
You've got the Care Alert sound, the smart dialer coming your way for that superb sound off. Thank you. 822 300 is that number. You can text us on the Duttons text line as well, 0448 08 1395. Koshy is coming up in a moment. Let's check traffic first. The new McSmart meal from Macca's, 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink, $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Thanks, Will. Breakdown at Clovelly Park to look out for this morning. It's on South Road near Dawes Road. Got delays outbound there. Gasworks at Keswick to keep in mind too. Anzac Highway and Everard Avenue. And a little bit slow at the moment at Mitchell Park, Marion Road near Sturt Road for works. Cameras Dalkeith Road, Seaford Rise. And got one getting set up right now, Marion Road at Glynn. The Audi demonstrator clearance is on now with exceptional opportunities on select demonstrator models at your Audi dealer until August 31. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer. Who could
possibly be flag bearer. It's the amateur pure sports. Some of these little antsy-dancy ones they're putting in now, basketball's not. It's a kick in the guts for the pure Olympic sport people. I'll tell you who should be carrying that Olympic flag is Caleb Dressel.
The 5AA Sports Show.
He's never carried the flag. He's an absolute Olympic legend.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At Coles, win up to $100 off your in-store shop instantly. Spend $20 in-store and scan your registered Flybuys card to find out if you've won. Competition ends September 10, 2024. Open to AU residents, 18 years plus. Limits, exclusions and T's and C's apply. SA permit T24/706.
I'll grab a few people I know. We'll mark out some places to go. There's no invitation, just a destination, and that's the best freedom I know. Jump in the Jayco. Jump in the Jayco. Yeah, that's the best freedom I know.
Next time you pour Fluorio milk into your coffee or tea, over your cereal or in your smoothie, you're closer to being an SA dairy farmer than you think. 100% of Fluorio Co milk comes from our state's best dairy farmers and their families. So when you buy any Fluorio milk product, you become part of that big family too, doing your bit to support our farming families. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
The way we connect with listeners is changing. Radio, podcast, streaming, in-store, and the way to connect your business with millions of Aussie listeners every week is at Amplify. August 27 and 28 at Jama's Restaurant, Bowden. Tickets are free, but you need to register at audiorsvp.com.au. Hear how audio can change the way you do business for the better. Register now at audiorsvp.com.au.
We are Enable Fitness Centre, home to the biggest and best equipped disability exclusive gyms in South Australia. Our facilities and equipment have been custom built for wheelchairs and ambulant clients with physical and intellectual disabilities. The Enable community has over 500 members who work out, socialise and connect in a safe and friendly environment. Use your NDIS funding to improve your health and well-being at any of our 3 locations, Holden Hill, Marston and Elizabeth. Find out more at enablefitnesscentre.com.au.
Know the news with Adelaide's 7 News. Don't miss Adelaide's leading news hour tonight at 6 o'clock.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes after 8, David Kosh in a moment. Compare the Market Economic Director and, of course, Supremo at the Port Adelaide Football Club. We might talk a bit of footy with Koshy this morning, but first, let's do a couple of texts. Discover the new hybrid-powered Tucson SUV at Dutton's Hyundai Murray Bridge. Dutton's, easy to do business with.
A lot of feedback in relation to breaking at 8 about residents and business concerns about the professionalism or otherwise of the Gawler Council. One here, the sooner they dismantle council and just start focusing on doing the basics better, uninformed people working there have got no idea. I said it before, it's taken 3 to 4 months just to get a DA for a pergola through. Try running a business like that. And retiree Greg from Modbury Heights says, I wonder where the Minister for Local Government is on all these issues. He seems to be in hiding. Stand up, Joe Suckash, and do the job we pay you for. Thank you for that.
And they could never tear us apart.
David Kosh on 5AA Breakfast.
We had a bit of breaking news in the AFL this morning. Koshy, Katy Perry confirmed as the entertainment for the AFL Grand Final. Good morning to you. You a Katy Perry fan?
I am, and in fact, she co-hosted Sunrise with me for
Of course she did.
A few years ago. She is the world's nicest lady. She is great sense of humour, so that's terrific. It'll be a great show.
There's a sort of a perennial. It's probably a real talkbacky debate, Koshy. But to be fair, it does come through a little bit on our text line when these announcements get made. There are a group of footy fans who say it should always be an Australian artist. What would you say to the business considerations of the AFL when it comes to big international star or Australian musician?
Look, I reckon you've got to get the best entertainment because it's the biggest day on the calendar. You want having an international star like Katy Perry elevates it to a global stage as well with her fans around the world. It will go viral on YouTube and all the social media. So it's just great for the game. I just reckon you get the best talent. And over the years, we've had a terrific mixture of Australian and overseas artists. Like Kiss was great, Robbie Williams was great, Daryl Braithwaite's performed at it, a whole bunch. So yeah, I reckon it's terrific.
Hey, Dave, can I ask you? I don't know if you want to weigh into this or not, but you're 10 metres out with no man on the mark if you want to. Port got run through the ringer over Aaliyah. You got hit with, from memory, what was a $100,000 fine? You had to pluck in your hard-earned cash to pay for that. When you look at the Carlton case the other weekend, do you think there's a consistency problem with concussion policy in the AFL?
There is certainly a consistency problem. I'm going to stand firmly on the mark on this. At the last President's meeting, we had an update on concussion protocols. Was the President that brought up to the group that said, we have to get consistency on this. And also, we cannot leave it up to players to decide whether they want to be treated medically. We cannot allow players to wave medical staff away. We cannot allow a delay between medical staff getting on to take a look at players. Like, umpires have the ability to stop a game for a blood rule, which there's 1 in sort of 10 million chance of being infected by somebody's blood. Umpires even stop games when a player's boot comes off. But then they don't stop play when they see obviously a player on the ground and groggy. You stop the play and you get a doctor out as quickly as possible. I brought this up a couple of months ago at the President's meeting. We've been too slow in doing something about it. And what's happened, and it makes me mad, we copped the Aaliyah fine, and that was fair enough because we thought there would be a consistent tightening in the protocols. There has not been, and I think we've still got a long way to go on it.
I reckon, if anything, it looks even more confusing since the Aaliyah case.
I know. And look, it is the onus on the club and the players and the governing body in the league itself to get this right. And it's all about consistency.
You're nervous ahead of tomorrow night, Koshy? It feels like an almost season-defining fixture.
Mate, I'm nervous ahead of every game this entire year. It's been ridiculous. I'm getting too old for this. It's bad for your blood pressure. But, I wear an Apple Watch, and my resting heart rate is 61, and during games it's 95. Now, I'm just a spectator like everybody else, and you can never write a game off one way or the other. You're always in with a chance. So we're pretty confident. We play well at Marvel. We've got quite a few players back, and Charlie's in good form, and Rioli's in good form. Carlton are a bit banged up, so that's this season. You just never know.
Well, I suspect, Koshy, tomorrow night, the old Apple Watch is going to be, there might be smoke coming out of it. It's going to be a big one. We'll catch up with you next week.
Good on you guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Dave. Compare the Market Economic Director David Kosh. Of course, next week will be the last time we chat with Koshy before the RBA meets for the August meeting. Everything's a little bit different this year with the changing of the schedule. They meet less often, and it's not the first Tuesday of the month. So that's going to be a big chat next week ahead of what's going to be a decision that affects a whole heap of mortgage holders and in Australia.
Speculation they might put rates up.
Might go up. CPI data next week's going to be particularly telling. All right, we're going to take a break. 5AA News is coming up. More from the Vidus Garden Center at Gawler next.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tires, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
From the beginning, she's been there for you, by your side through thick and thin. You've raised a family together, supported one another's dreams and goals, and when things got tough, you got through it together.
That's right. So this anniversary or birthday, show your gratitude and love with a handmade statement jewellery piece from Bell & Brunt, a fifth-generation family-owned custom jeweller with over a century of experience.
It could be a ring, a pendant, bracelet or diamond earrings. Bell & Brunt's master artisans make creating something unique for your partner easy, using only the finest natural materials and paying meticulous attention to every detail, showcasing your appreciation and love.
Don't leave those moments to just any jeweller. Celebrate your partner with something special from Bell & Brunt. Visit their updated studio at 14A James Place City or visit bellandbrunt.com.au. Bell & Brunt, crafted for generations.
Head south as the all-new GWM Cannon Alpha has arrived at Southgate GWM Ranella. Larger, smarter and gutsier than ever. Australia's first ever full hybrid ute with a combined 255 kilowatts and 648 newton metres. Also available in a turbo diesel engine with 135 kilowatts and 480 newton metres. All with 3,500 kilo brake towing capacity. Head down to Southgate GWM, 49 Main South Road, Ranella.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two easing today, heading for 16 with the 8:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Australia's Olympic flag bearer says she feels safe in Paris despite recent security concerns. Queensland BMX star Logan Martin has fallen victim to a thief in Brussels, where his van had been broken into even before he arrives in France. Jess Fox says there are plenty of police on the streets.
Having been around Paris at the moment, there's so much security, so many police officers, military, and I think that's reassuring in a way. You know, the presence is there. Where we are, we're sort of focused on our performance, and the AOC have done an amazing job to make sure we feel safe.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has addressed the joint houses of US Congress, his speech taking aim at Iran. Mr. Netanyahu says Israel, the US and the Arab world are threatened by what he called Iran's axis of terror, which he said is behind Hamas in Gaza.
For Iran, Israel is first, America is next. So when Israel fights Hamas, we're fighting Iran. When we fight Hezbollah, we're fighting Iran. When we fight the Houthis, we're fighting Iran. And when we fight Iran, we're fighting the most radical and murderous enemy of the United States of America.
Thousands of protesters gathered outside the US Capitol building demanding an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, while around 50 Democrats were absent either in protest or because of other duties. A police dog was assaulted in Woodville North overnight. Patrols were called to Sheridan and Far Streets after reports a man was damaging windows at a number of homes. Senior Constable Kate Dawson says police dog Duke was called in, locating the man in the front yard of a home.
The suspect refused police direction, allegedly throwing a plant pot at the police dog handler and then assaulting PD Duke. PD Duke still managed to bring this man under effective control and he was taken into custody by officers. Thankfully, PD Duke was not seriously injured. So this 46-year-old Adelaide man has been taken to hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries and he's expected to be charged with a raft of serious offences.
The threat of potential conflict with China and terror attacks have many Australians on alert. A survey conducted for The Australian shows 59% of respondents think a war with China is likely to break out in the next 20 years, but 76% believe a terror attack poses a far greater threat to national security. Data has revealed only 53% of Australians with a taxable income over $1 million give to charity, compared to 90% in the US. It's prompted a new campaign to target women to boost national generosity. Melissa Smith from the She Gives group says they have found women are more inclined to give a larger portion of their wealth.
It is simply a campaign to encourage women to give to any cause at any scale that accelerates positive social change. Because we simply don't talk about giving enough in this country. When there's a big national disaster or crisis, we come together wonderfully. But then after that, it just sort of goes quiet.
Unit prices have skyrocketed in Adelaide. The median has passed $500,000 for the first time in Domain's latest quarterly report, while annual growth equates to $182 per day. Meantime, house prices are up for the sixth consecutive quarter, the median now sitting just shy of $930,000. And now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And now here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Graham. Port Adelaide's players will head to Melbourne today ahead of tomorrow night's massive game against Carlton at Marvel Stadium. The Power could bring in defenders Kane Farrell and Lockie Jones, who are set to be available to return from injury. They will be big outsiders to win the match, but Chairman David Koch has told David and Will they're hopeful of an upset.
We're pretty confident. We play well at Marvel. We've got quite a few players back, and Charlie's in good form, and Rioli's in good form. Carlton are a bit banged up, so that's this season. You just never know.
Yeah, it's a huge game. Meantime, GWS forward Harvey Thomas has signed a one-year contract extension. The 18-year-old will remain a Giant until at least the end of the 2026 season. And the AFL Players Association says they support the idea of removing players from the field to assess significant head injuries. Well, Olympic competition for Australia has begun in Paris. The Aussie men's rugby sevens side won their first pool match against Samoa 21-14, and then they easily took care of Kenya a few hours later, 21-7. Their next game is against Argentina tomorrow. And around 80 Australian athletes will take part in the opening ceremony for the Olympics. Numbers are more restricted this year because teams will travel on boats along the River Seine. Jess Fox and Eddie Ockenden have been named flag bearers. Boxer Caitlin Parker says she's keen to take part.
Yes, I definitely will be going. The opening ceremony for me is something I've looked forward to as a kid, and for Tokyo it looked a little bit differently. We didn't get to see too much. We were straight through the stadium and back on the bus to the village.
Yeah, it should be exciting times, and that is the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sandford's powerhouse clubs Glenelga Norwood clash at 2:10 this Saturday at Stratorama Stadium. Sandford, nothing beats it.
Getting busy for the drive-in today. Green Hill Road at Unley Road. Also Henley Beach Road quite busy heading into the city. And we're quite chockers at the moment. Morford Road at the tram line. But good news, that'll be changing soon. Urgent gasworks to look out for at Keswick, Anzac Highway to Everard Avenue with a camera that's setting up right now. Marion Road at Glen. Grab a 4 and 20 Traveller pipe plus a Red Bull 250ml for just $6 at Coles Express and Ready Express. T's and C's apply. See you in store. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automasters technician.
A shower or two easing today, 16. Tomorrow showers developing, 17. Saturday a shower or two and 13. And Sunday partly cloudy, 14. Currently it's 10. More news as it happens on 5AA.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Unfold your story with Galaxy AI on the new Samsung Galaxy Z series. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 have big battery power for creating and playing. They both feature a slim dynamic screen that flips up or folds out. It has a new hinge, screen, powerful camera and Galaxy AI to drive on-the-fly language translation or edit photos. Pre-order the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Fold 6 before the 31st of July and receive a $400 Harvey Norman gift card and 1 year of Samsung Care Plus valued at $229 via redemption. Prices start from $1,799 for the Samsung Flip and $2,749 for the Fold at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you. 5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes to 9, broadcasting live as we have been from 6 o'clock this morning from the Vidus Garden Center at Gawler. And as is so often the case when we go out to these outside broadcasts, sometimes David doesn't wander back to the desk in time, which means he's been distracted. Thankfully, I think, he's managed to take a microphone with him. David, where are you?
I'm out the back, Will. Milton and I are going for a bit of a wander out the back of the Vidus Garden Centre. Only 4 days left, Milton, so what's that make it? Sunday is the final day?
Yeah, Sunday at 5 o'clock will be our last day, and I'll be putting that padlock on for the last time. Very sad.
Well, I was going to say, have you actually thought about what that moment will feel like? Is it something that are you going to do it on your own, or are you going to have your family with you? How are you going to approach that? Because it's a big moment.
Yeah, we've actually asked a lot of staff and ex-staff that were a really big part of the business and part of our family, if you like. They're all going to come here, and I'm going to do it and close the gate. We're going to film it and all wave goodbye to everyone. Look, it's really mixed emotions. I know I'm going to be very sad. People have said to me all through the last few weeks, we're going to miss you and everything. And of course I'm going to miss it, because I was born here, sort of, not here, but in the nursery business, so it's going to be a sad day.
Have you given any thought to what you're going to do next? I mean, I'm not going to ask you your age on air, but you're a sprightly looking bloke. All this outdoor work's clearly done you the world of good health-wise. Have you got plans for the future?
I don't at the moment. Everyone thinks I have. I've got no plans at all, and I want to take some time off, and then, everyone says I can't sit still, so maybe I will do something, but at this point there's no plans.
Mate, I'm going to leave you here and go for a bit of a wander, because I want to try to find some of your customers, because I know how much your store means to them. I've been talking all morning to people. I can see a lady over here who's got a little pansy, I think. Hi there. My name's Dave. How are you going?
Hi, I'm Sue.
Sue. And Sue, you're a local? Are you a regular customer here at Vidus?
Yeah, have been for many years, yep. Bit sad it's closing down, but yep.
What have you got there? That looks like some sort of, I won't get Will to identify it. It's a pansy, isn't
He
it?
was a bit hopeless with his quiz, wasn't he? Sorry, Will. It's actually a viola. So.
Oh, well, I got it wrong too. It's a viola. I'm not really into the potted colour, but a lot of people are.
That's a bit of colour in the garden. Brighten your day.
So have you cleaned up? Have you been in a few times since the big announcement was made that they're closing?
I'm a regular anyway, so yeah, pick up a bargain.
Well, look, if you do want to pick up a bargain, you've only got 4 days left. What are we? Just gone 20 to 8 in the morning. Thank you, Sue. There's still plenty of stock here. There's a lot of really good homewares, actually. Pots, a lot of shelving, a lot of nice outdoor tables and so forth. We've got another customer here. I'm just going to grab you if I can. You up for a bit of a chat? I'm Dave from FIVEAA. How are you going?
I'm laughing because I was trying to avoid you.
I could see the head turn as I was walking past. What's your name?
Leah.
And Leah, you're a local, you're a regular, you've been shopping here for a while?
I was a local until recently, 35 years, and yes, I've shopped here many times over the years.
It's pretty sad, isn't it, to see it's all coming to an end?
It's very sad. It's an icon for Gawler. So yeah, it will be sad.
No, it's a sad day, but as I said, if you do want to get in and grab a bargain, because everything's 50% off the mark prices, now's the time to get in. I'll head back to the desk and join you in a jiffy. Will, good on you, mate.
Magnificent work. Copying it from the listeners here at Vidus Garden Center as well. Mind you, appropriately so. I think that was a reasonable old sledge, given my performance in the plant quiz a short time ago. It sort of goes without saying, it being closing down, that there is a closing down sale going on. But if you're on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, you'll see behind me, I reckon it's in shot, there's these wonderful pots and so forth. It says 50%. That 50% off sales banner isn't just on the shelf behind me, it's everywhere. There's so much that's very, very cheap at the moment. So in a cost of living crisis at the moment, if you need something for the garden or to spruce up the home a little bit, get into Vidus. You're only going to be able to do it for 4 more days, rather sadly. You can still call in and have your say on the program, of course, too, on anything going on around Adelaide, Australia and the world, 8223 0000. We'll jump on the Duttons text line. We're going to take a quick break. We'll check traffic and come back with more in just a moment. The new Mix Smart Meal from Macca's, 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drinks, $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Thanks, Will. Busy in a few spots of the drive-in this morning. Green Hill Road at the Unley Road intersection. Henley Beach Road, quite busy going into the city. And the Private Expressway, slow at Port Adelaide. Got gasworks to look out for today at Keswick, Anzac Highway near Everard Avenue, with cameras High Street, Wollonga, and look out for one right now, Marion Road at Glynn. Try the Optus mobile network, free for 7 days with no commitments. Join the Optus Network trial with an eSIM via the My Optus app. Visit optus.com.au/trial. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Fluorio Milk Company will always put SA first, and you can too. When you reach for milk, reach for Fluorio Milk Company products and support our dairy farmers and their families. We guarantee that all our milk is 100% South Australian and it's always fresh. We have over 24 refrigerated trucks shipping Fluorio milk to cafes, restaurants and supermarkets all over SA. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
Electricity bill!
Bills shouldn't be scary. EcoVantage have supplied energy efficiency in homes for over 15 years. They can install hot water systems that use up to 80% less electricity than regular hot water systems. Help the environment while you save hundreds. And thanks to federal and SA government incentives, you could get your energy efficient hot water system supplied and installed for as little as no cost to you. Stop scary hot water bills with ecovantage.com.au.
So, are you watching the footy this weekend with a house full of mates?
If so, why not pick up the phone today and give the excellent people at Chanela's a call to order some equally magnificent platters to make it perfect.
Oh, that's the way to watch the footy. We have Chanela's provide platters here at 5AA for some of our events. We have them for our family events all the time, and we're always blown away with the choice and rich flavours that Chanela's are so famous for.
I got a Chanela's platter. It took me about 3 days to eat the thing. It was sensational. From salami, prosciutto, vegetable dip platters to arancini balls, fruit platters, vegan-friendly platters, hot seafood platters, sweet platters, cheese platters and so much more. All of them lovingly prepared by the chefs at Chanela's.
So jump onto the Chanela's website or order in-store today.
For 40 years, Steinborner has been well worth the trip for a new used or demo vehicle. Back in the day, Michael Steinborner opened Steinborner Holden with just 6 staff on a single site in Gawler. Now they have operations in Gawler, Clare and the Barossa Valley, employing and training around 100 staff, and continue to invest in local community groups with a focus on junior sports. Steinborner Automotive, celebrating 40 years of being well worth the trip for thousands of South Australians.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
14 minutes to 9. Might take a call, 8223 or indeed a couple if you've got something you'd like to call and have your say about. Let's start with Yvonne. Good morning to you, Yvonne.
Yes, good morning. I live in 2nd Street, which is about 1 or 2 minutes away from Valdoulis' nursery. I'm very sorry that the nursery is closing down, but I want to give a big brickbat complaint to Gawler Council, who don't look after the footpaths. We have potholes down in our footpaths. My sister, who's handicapped, fell over the other day and hurt her knees and her hands when she was walking with a walker. I hate Gawler Council, and I hate what they've done to Valdoulis' nursery. It's an absolute disgrace.
Yvonne, you are speaking the same language as so many other locals that I've been talking to this morning. I don't know if you heard our breaking at 8, but talking about what seems to be a level of complete indifference from the council to the needs and the wants of the community.
Yes, you get. It's a council that's a law unto themselves. They do what they want. You make a complaint, they don't. It takes them weeks to come out and do something about it. I just think that they're all about getting as much money as they can from us ratepayers. And in actual fact, my house is going on the market very shortly because I can't put up with them anymore.
How have your rates been? Have they been jacking them up over the last few years?
Yes, I mean, I work still full time, and yes, I don't get any benefits from anything, even though I'm over the age of, I could claim the pension, which I don't intend to do. And I'm a nurse, and I just think that we just don't get looked after. Yes, my rates have gone up quite considerably since I've been there. But then I suppose,
it's totally unacceptable.
Thank you, Yvonne. It seems to be an inversion of the basic principles of democracy. We've had more than 8 people just wander through the doors here say this whole decision's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yet it was on the strength of 8 people complaining that an expansion to a major employer in this part of town wasn't allowed to go ahead. It is almost as though local government on occasion sees it as its prerogative to to try and make sure it finds out what the minority view on any issue is, and then prosecute it with all of its power.
And they're the people who get a voice. Well, I'll give you some of the names of the people who should be given a voice. Mandy Andrews, Edwina Barnes-Tripp, Sophia Bitter, Ruth Bosch, Isaac Kane, Arthur Christou, Robin Christie, Calaison Eels, Melissa Gambarotto, Riley Gill, Adam Hunt, Nick Consina, Jessica Lorna, Lucy Lorna, Jess Mansfield, Joanne Passmore, Shana Roberts, Joan Tiss, Ari Vidoulis, Astra Vidoulis. I'm reading from the list of names of every single person that Vidoulis currently or formerly employed. And if I kept reading, I'd be reading till 9:30. None of those people have a job anymore.
Let's go to David. Morning to you, David.
If you want to talk about roads, the Cancel Road into my parents' property is that bad that if I need to take them to a doctor's appointment, I've got to get a four-wheel drive vehicle, take them out to the main intersecting road to load them into a sedan, because a two-wheel drive vehicle for 3 months of the year cannot make it along that road without needing towing in and out.
Far out. Sounds like an episode of Top Gear, mate.
No, the Top Gear is funny. This road is, it's a Cancel Road. It's a farming property that my parents own, and it's unpassable by any two-wheel drive vehicle for 3 months.
That's ludicrous. Yeah, that's crazy.
Amazing.
Thank you, David. Keep the calls coming in, 8223 000. We'll do some Dutton's text before we get to Fuel Watch. Discover the new hybrid-powered Tucson SUV, Dutton's Hyundai Murray Bridge. Dutton's, easy to do business with.
One here from Howard. Gawler Council sounds almost as bad as the Onkaparinga Council. Well, it's time to get rid of a lot of them. Another one here from Debbie. She just vote them all out at the next election. They sound bloody hopeless. Another one here, I couldn't agree more. The council roads in Gawler are a disgrace. And someone has given us a bit of a local culinary tip, Will, saying that before we leave this morning we should go to the Gawler South Bakery, which is just a couple of minutes down. I tell you what, I heard Graham Gooding say at 8:30 that it's 10 degrees. It feels like it's about 3 up here. I've been sitting on this concrete surface for about 3 hours now.
How's your circulation going? Because you did have that troubling-looking blue finger a while ago.
I don't know what's going on there. Must be getting old. But I think I might need to go down to the Gawler South Bakery and get a nice Cornish pasty into myself for the drive back to town. Will
you do need to do something like that. Now, let's have a look at the fuel situation. Members save on RAA Solar, RAA Innovation Proprietary Limited, SA Building Licence number 319335. Petrol's good this morning, relatively speaking. We can give you 3 spots under $1.70. The ex-convenience Netley Netley at Marion Road, $1.69.5. The Ampol North Adelaide O'Connell Street, $1.69.5, and the mobile at Paradise, that Lower North East Road, $1.69.5. Diesel 2 under $1.80, but that's not been out of the norm. The ex-convenience at Hindmarsh on Port Road is $1.79.5. So not too bad this morning. If you do want to get out and fill up, you can do so for under $1.70 for unleaded.
I tell you what, there's some wild photos on the Tizer. There was a truck that was carrying 30 massive hay bales along the freeway down there, just north of Narracourt. This is yesterday afternoon, and somehow all the hay caught fire. The whole load of hay burst into flames, and the driver pulled over, truck driver, and there was some nearby farmer who saw the incident unfolding. He drove his tractor over, and he helped the truck driver unload the burning hay. But it looks like something out of Mad Max.
Yeah, it looks like special effects on a Hollywood film, doesn't it?
Like a road train carrying burning hay, tons of hay, and the value of this hay, $130,000.
Yikes!
Oh, that includes the tray top of the truck as well.
Yeah,
that was burnt. Hay on the hay plane.
Graham in Craigmore's called in on 8223 000. Morning to you, Graham.
Yeah, good morning, guys. You're talking about councils and in specific the Gawler one. What I don't understand is when people have issues with councils, I thought that they could then apply through the portal on the government website to effectively override the council on a lot of this stuff.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It doesn't sound like it's been the case here, Graham. I'm not sure about that. But if there is any sort of mechanism, it doesn't appear to have worked in this case.
All right, Graham, thank you for that. We'll get some more calls coming through. We're happy to take them. Andrew is also on the line. Morning to you, Andrew.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, David. Good to have you back there, David.
Thanks, mate. Good to be back.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to say, I went out to Vidul's nursery from the city last Sunday and bought some goods there, and it was really good. But look, I've done a bit of research on this. If you go online, and this is what really alarms me, those 8 people were getting a lot of assistance from the local member there, Tony Piccolo. It's all there. If you go there and read online, it's all there. He was giving them assistance. I'm not, making it up. It's there.
Yeah, I've heard that too, mate. I don't know why he took that decision. It's bizarre. You'd think as a local and as a Labor person, I read all those names of people who work here before. Surely that's where your loyalties lie, not with some middle class whingers. Thanks for your call, mate. Someone else has told us about another story involving the Gawler Council. Apparently they closed down doggy daycare here and promised to help find another site, but they never did. And the reason they closed down this doggy daycare place was that one person complained about the sound of the dogs barking.
That sounds about right.
Even though the doggy daycare was actually in an old vet's building, so it's a building that had a history of looking after animals, and it left a single mother without any income.
Oh, that's good. Well done. Congratulations. Is that why you get in local government, isn't it?
These people.
Is that why you get in?
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's a good. We should do this more often. We should go and set up a bridge table down at Aldinga Central and just, let people wander in, or do it at Yankalilla or something.
What's your experience been with your local government?
Yeah, go up to Strath one day, or anywhere, because we used to say at the paper, there's no offers, there's no stories inside the office. You get them when you're out and about. But it's been an illustrative experience.
But what it does, it demonstrates the farce of the numbers game.
Yeah,
because we always say, well, X number of people complained. Ridiculous. So many other people don't say anything. You walk into any one of these places for 2 minutes, and you find twice as many people who say something was a good idea.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's the natural human sort of condition errs towards optimism, and that's nice. That's good. That's interesting. That's enjoyable. But it's the squeaky wheel is every time, with the best recent example back in town being the handful of residents in the West development who are upset about, an oval development that was going to give them increased access to a park.
Yeah, exactly. Ludicrous. Or the fence set for the Adelaide Comets in the parklands.
Unbelievable.
Someone on the text line has said, we do sometimes get this sentiment through, identify the people, the 8 who objected, get them on the program. I actually don't think they're the villains here.
No.
The villains is the representative body, in this case the local government, that says we're going to give primacy to those 8 people over the rest.
Yeah, the system's a problem.
I think you're allowed to complain about stuff.
Yeah, of course
It's totally legitimate for people to be upset about things and raise those concerns. The question is what happens from there, and what weight is given to minuscule numbers of complainants.
Yeah, that's right.
And maybe that's where the state government needs to start making hard and fast rules. If you can't get double digits of people that are concerned about something, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, occasionally I've come across the odd person in my area and in Wayville who'll go, oh, the show's on. The show's been on every year for more than a century. So if you're silly enough to buy a house like I did down the road from the show, you have to accept that occasionally for 7 days a year it might be hard to find a park, like whoopee-doo. And that's how most people think. If you live in Wayville,
right.
That comes with the territory. So let's not join, people of Wayville against the showgrounds. And if they ever contact the Unley Council, the council should tell them to shut up and stop whinging.
Big thanks to everyone who we saw here at Vidulus. Thanks to Milton Vidulus and the great staff here at the Vidulus Garden Center as well. Just 4 more days remaining. Great bargains. Still just a warehouse full of stuff. Homewares, plants, you name it. Well worth your time if you're in the area or making the drive down, which is very easy, it should be said, with the excellent new infrastructure that gets you from the suburbs of Adelaide to Gawler. We're out of time. We're heading back to Highway Square for Matt Pantelis, who's coming up next.
Coming up on 5AA Mornings, today marks the 30th